guys, it's good to be back. I have been working on a series of video essays. I've had a good idea for some video essays that I want to delve into, and I had this idea sort of late last year, beginning of this year. I decided to get started with it, and I couldn't get started in a way where anything came to completion for quite a while, and it turns out that was probable ADHD, so that's a thing. So I've had a lot of issues with making videos. You'll notice that you haven't seen any scripted videos from me in a while, and I can find it really hard to get through a task of doing something, and that is why. So you've seen a couple of vlogs on my channel. There's going to be another vlog coming soon, but I wanted to try and get through some scripted content. So my video series is going to be called Tearing Apart. Like, you're tearing me apart, Lisa! But I'm going to be tearing apart some various TV shows, movies, and sometimes just concepts that we have in our society. I'm going to be tearing them apart and inspecting them and just sort of analysing some things and going through them with you. For my first of the series, I'm going to be going through a very short TV series called Me and Mrs. Jones. I thought I'd start with a small one before I tackle anything bigger, and that's what I've done. And I will probably be looking at notes and looking at the show, so excuse me if I'm looking down. I just have to focus down here sometimes. Me and Mrs. Jones is a fairly unheard of British BBC TV show. It's a short sitcom series from 2012, and it was cancelled after only one season. It stars Robert Sheehan, so it's quite big within his fandom because his fans like him. And from what I've seen, it's mostly watched by his fandom. I haven't really seen anyone who knows it outside of his fandom because it wasn't a big show. It has 6 episodes, sort of ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, and then it got cancelled, so there was never a season 2. That aside, I think the show is interesting to Robert Sheehan fans. And even if you're not interested in it or you haven't heard of it before, it could still be an interesting thing to look into. So I thought I'd start with this breakdown to start off my series. Me and Mrs. Jones is a sitcom about divorcee Gemma Jones catching feelings for her son's friend Billy. The show stars Sarah Alexander and Robert Sheehan in the title roles. Other characters include Alfie, Gemma's son and Billy's best friend, Tom, another potential love interest of Gemma, who's a dad from the local school, Jason, who's Gemma's ex and the father of her young twins, and Inka, who's Jason's new partner. Inka is where a lot of the subtle and not so subtle misogyny and xenophobia comes into the show, so she's probably the character I'll be talking about the most. Inka is a younger Swedish woman who the show tries their hardest to make unlikable. There are also a lot of double standards between Gemma's relationship and the love interest of the younger man, and Inka's as the younger woman who's dating the older man. And between men and women in step-parenting roles, which is something I have experience of personally, as I was in a step-parenting role at a point in my life. When I had a boyfriend. So I thought this would be interesting to explore because it's not just the concepts that they're giving you in the show, it's also something I have experience of. And I'm a woman, so obviously I have experience of those kind of issues anyway. So I thought we'd just go through it episode by episode, and I'll break it down for you. In episode 1, Gemma struggles to get her twins off to school while Inka tells Jason she wants him to cancel having the twins over because she has a waxing exam to prepare for. One running joke throughout the show is Inka's job as a beautician/masseuse and the fact that she takes her training very seriously.
Sure can't change your mind?
It will take more than the wolf's sex to change Inka's mind.
Throughout the show, Inka's job as a trainee beautician is often used to make her into like a funny caricature. At the school, Gemma struggles to communicate with humans normally because she's quirky and not like other girls.
Oh, Jess, please don't say poo heads.
Mrs. Jones, can you not use the word poo on school property?
Poo? No, hang on. No, I didn't say poo.
Morning, Gemma.
What?
So you just made it on time?
Caroline, hi. Yes, I expect you're wondering why I shouted poo.
Not really.
No, it wasn't actually me who said it first. I was just repeating it so that it would...
No, she's gone. Right,
Before saying goodbye to her twins. Gemma is then immediately stopped by Tom, a school dad who wants to take her out on a date. Tom is more in Gemma's age range and is seen as a more socially acceptable partner for her than the much younger Billy. We're going to look into this scene a bit, and it could be triggering for some people. It deals with sort of pushiness in dating and consent issues and things like that. We're going to talk about that now, just so you're aware.
Gemma, would you like to go out with me for a drink/meal thingy tonight?
Oh, sorry.
This is a possible trauma or panic response.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I did that. Well, it was a nervous reaction to the drink/meal thingy.
A reaction like that implies that she does not want to date.
Oh, why am I still holding your lips? Oh no, I'm holding them for too long now. Okay, I'm going to let them go, and we're going to pretend this never happened, and we're going to talk about the PTA.
This is a clear indication that Gemma does not want to date.
So,
Look, I have talked to you about the PTA every day for a month now.
This indicates that Tom has tried to ask Gemma out multiple times already and that she has been avoiding the topic. That should be a clear enough no to make someone back down. However, Tom does not take no for an answer.
Every day for a month now. What I really wanted to do is ask you out, which I think you know. So, call me Mrs. Jones.
As you can see, Gemma really didn't want that date, but Tom didn't take no for an answer. This creepiness becomes quite a trend for Tom, but it's never addressed as an issue by the show or by the characters. In fact, Gemma's friend Fran constantly tells us that Tom is really gorgeous and desirable, actually.
Fran?
Tom? Oh no, is it Roman Day? No?
Sorry. Thought I could explain. I saw that happen on a TV show once, but it was on a naked thigh, so a bit sexier.
This old Dill's phone number? James? Stop!
He is super sexy and like a slightly porkier Antonio Banderas in Zorro.
This all seems like those shows where a character tells you that another character is good looking or charming and you're just meant to believe it. Fran does the most to convince us that this guy is the next Antonio Banderas, but what the writers really need to do is show, don't tell. You need to show us that this person is charming and gets all the women. They don't really do this. They just have characters constantly telling us that this character is gorgeous and wonderful, and they don't really show us that, so we're just supposed to believe it, I guess. So far, all we've seen is him being creepy and pushy, and Gemma going into fight or flight mode whenever he's anywhere near her.
Nigella wannabes are going to hate your guts if you date there, Tom. Yeah? I could have been a Nigella.
Yeah, he hadn't got drunk at sports day and tried to seduce Mr. Roberts. Interesting look with the welly thingies.
Yeah, Flynn buried all my shoes in the garden again.
Arrivederci, Tom! Bye!
You are going to go out with him, right?
It's not my type.
What, you mean he's not a self-centered philanderer with a very small...
Back at home, Jason lets himself into Gemma's house to rearrange their childcare arrangements as per Inca's instructions.
Enjoying the deep hot chocolate moment, are we?
Jason, blimey! Nearly gave me a heart attack. How many times can you please knock?
The door was open. Besides, my kids live here. I should be able to come and go as I want.
Yeah, of course, you're right. So I guess I should have the keys to yours and Inca's, so when the twins are staying with you, I can just let myself in and out. Inca'd be happy with that.
Oh, fine. I'll knock. Thing is, Gem, Inca's got a waxing exam tomorrow, and she needs to meditate tonight, so...
Oh, no. No, you don't. The girls are staying with you tonight.
Please. Inca will just stealth wax me in my sleep again.
Oh.
I'll still see the kids at the weekend. Inca's doing Sunday lunch, Swedish style.
Yeah, well, as delicious as dry ribena, pickled gherkins and cabbage sound, you'll see them tonight.
This is more of the weird caricaturing that Inca's character is put through. We've learned two things about Inca from this conversation. One, she does odd things, such as meditation and waxing people, sometimes even in their sleep, which is kind of unrealistic and... yeah. Obviously an extreme caricature of women who do that kind of work and are into beauty. It's quite an unrealistic thing to do, so it seems like they're trying to exaggerate that kind of person a bit. And meditation is often seen as quite weird and zen and airy-fairy by some people, So I think they added that to further the idea that Inca is an oddity that we're meant to see as strange. And 2, that the food she eats is from her native Sweden and is therefore gross according to Gemma. I'm not sure how a British show is trying to depict cabbage and pickles as alien, but this is a kind of subtle xenophobia you'll see peppered throughout the show. Although maybe peppered isn't the right word for a woman that's so scared of seasoning.
Because, Jason, I've got plans. Go out.
Singles night of the Legion, is it? You need a hand?
No. I've got a date.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
What sort of lunatic writes his number on human skin?
It's sexy. I would have done it on my naked thigh, but I was wearing trousers. It's Tom. Tom Marshall.
The knob in the Range Rover?
Yeah. No. Tom's not a knob.
His wife left him for the as the night supervisor. That qualifies him for complete knobdom.
Well, I left you for no one, so what does that qualify you for?
Ooh, shots fired.
Other girls. Don't wear those, unless he's a pervy knob in a Range Rover. Bet you're glad I popped round now, aren't you?
Love to Inca.
Yeah.
Poohead!
So Jason is clearly a prick and has no respect for Gemma or her time and space. And Inca is weird, apparently, because she's into meditation and beauty and because she eats her local cuisine. To prove a point to Jason, Gemma rings Tom and agrees to the date.
Go away, Double. I don't normally drink during the day, just a quick shot for courage. Anyway, that's not important. It's me, Gemma. Gemma Jones from the playground. You wrote on my arm, but you know that. Anyway, I will go out with you tonight. Goodbye.
Yes!
Oh, what have I done?
Gemma gets cold feet while preparing for the date, and Fran tells her that Tom is a wonderful catch and she shouldn't back out.
Oh, I'm going to cancel.
Tom's really nice. You deserve some fun, Gems.
Houdini would struggle with this.
This all seems like those shows where a character tells you that another character is good looking or charming and you're just meant to believe it. The day of the date, Gemma gets a surprise when Alfie arrives home early from his trip in China. While travelling, Alfie met Billy and they decided to travel back together.
Ow. Reminds me of you, mate.
Alfie?
Hey!
You're supposed to be back for another 4 months! Are you in trouble? Is it drugs?
What?
You've been expelled from China?
What? No, it's not school, Mum. You don't get chucked out of China for smoking behind the bins. Oh yeah, this is Billy. I said he could stay for a few nights.
Hi. I think there's something on your...
Oh, no. Oh.
Billy saved my life in China.
Saved your life?
Yeah. I fell off the Great Wall straight into his arms.
It was quite romantic, really.
I thought you were supposed to be away discovering yourself until Christmas.
Nah, I discovered myself in a week. Turns out I'm actually fairly shallow. Man, those bears are really going for it.
Oh.
Gemma then allows this man that she's only just met to basically move in with them for a while. The show does not make sense in a lot of ways, just go with it. Billy and Gemma have an awkward first conversation and then it cuts to Jason and Inca at the sports day.
The thing is, Jason, because I'm so slim, I feel the cold much more. And besides, apart from my head, I am completely hairless, like an otter.
I have no idea what that accent or quote was supposed to be, but I guess it's meant to tell us that Inca is one of those other girls that care too much about beauty procedures. Those other girls could be described as hyperfeminine, which Merriam-Webster defines as extremely or excessively feminine, although it's unclear who decides what is and isn't excessive. Similarly, hyperfemininity is defined as an exaggerated adherence to a feminine gender role as it relates to heterosexual relationships. Although who's to say that women who present a certain way are doing it for men? Gemma is not like other girls because she a lot of times gets flustered or has issues with her hair or makeup and feels insecure, so we're meant to relate to her, whereas Inca is this terrible beauty-obsessed woman that we're not meant to like.
I should be revising for my waxing exam this evening, Jason.
I know, love. And to show my appreciation, I will let you wax any body part you like when we get home.
Good teamwork, Poppy. That's the spirit.
Poppy is such an amazing little person, Tom. A real credit to your parenting skills.
Oh, thank you.
No, thank you for being such a positive male role model.
That's the guy who's going out on a date with Gemma tonight.
Which one?
The one who looks like a knob.
He's a handsome knob.
No, he's not.
He looks like he could really give the good sexual experiences.
These women were all given the job of portraying this man as desirable and popular, and they all deserve so much for trying. I actually think Vera, who plays Inca, was really funny in this part. She made me like Inca and find her very funny.
Oh, that's my girl! Well done! My flesh and blood! From these loins! Go, Jess! Yes!
Wait, a shallot was called?
So Jason can't tell the difference between his own twins, but Inca can. And that care from Inca is a trend that continues, somewhat infrequently, but it does continue throughout the show. There are scenes towards the end of the series where Inca is very caring towards the girls. And it does show us that she does care for the children, despite the show's insistence that we're meant to find her shallow or dismissive or weird. The next scene is Gemma trying to get ready for her date while Alfie and Billy go on Facebook because it's 2012.
Yes, get in! I've just been sexy poked by that fit Thai bird I met in Bangkok.
And you're okay with that?
Yeah, she was hot.
Her name was Ken.
I feel like every show or movie that's about a decade old or a little older has made that joke at some point.
Speaking of man to run man, you got to get him to tell you about the time he guessed wrong at spring break. Just remember that. Spring break, 1987. That lovely lady you woke up with. What was his name?
Don't do that.
Was it Ivan?
Don't do that. They'll believe that. Don't do that.
Like, it got to the point where calling everything gay was no longer okay, and they switched over to like, oh, you got together with that lady, but was she really a he? And it's just like, just really fucked up.
I don't care. I'm sexy poking her back, and then we are going to go and get totally mullered. Yeah.
The fact that people write in things like that really aren't funny, and they age terribly, and it's like, yeah, we get it, you find transphobia hilarious. Billy comes in to use the washing machine and reassures a stressed Gemma.
How do I look?
You look,
Like the Führer?
No.
I should just cancel, get an early night.
No, you look nice.
Oh.
Well, kind of Cameron Diaz. Charlie's Angels, not Shrek, obviously.
You're just saying that so you can take advantage of my washing machine?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've got a weakness for a AAA plus graded 1400 spin washing machine with 12 wash programs, a reduced creasing option, and a 29-minute quick wash.
Wow, you really know your stuff.
2 summers working at Croydon's premier electrical store. It has its uses when it comes to impressing the ladies.
It's always instantly apparent that Robert Sheehan is charming. Like, he doesn't even have to try. He had a scene literally talking about washing machines and managed to make it captivating because he's Robert Sheehan. That's how he just exudes that. I don't know if it's an Irish thing. He just exudes that kind of charm. Whereas we're constantly told that Tom is very charming to the women, and again, they haven't shown us this. I would love to see a scene like this with Tom being very charming, but then Gemma just doesn't have that feeling. Like, everyone else likes him, I get it, but I just don't see it. And then the stakes would be a bit higher with this Billy versus Tom situation that transpires throughout the show. Whereas they don't really make the stakes high enough. They don't really make the conflict real enough. The conflict seems fake, and then you kind of care less about the situation, or the situation just doesn't seem realistic enough, so you just don't really believe it. I would love if they put this level of characterization into Tom's character. I think it would make it a lot more interesting.
Ugh, I feel like a teenager on a first ever date.
That's a great feeling, isn't it? You know, the bit just before your first kiss when you know it's going to happen, but you don't know when, and your heart's pounding.
Oh no!
What?
I should have shaved both my legs.
You only shaved one leg?
With, you know, work deadline, trying on 14 dresses, prodigal son returning, sort of took my mind off what I was meant to be doing. Contraception.
What?
My hairy leg. I'll use it as a form of contraception. It'll put him off.
I find it kind of intriguing. The woman with the one hairy leg.
I mean, look at this look. The look that he gives her. They could have directed Nathaniel to do something, Nathaniel plays Tom, to do something like this with a lady character. So as usual, great chemistry and charm from Robert Sheehan, and that's contrasted with the stress that Sarah Alexander is bringing because she has this date with another guy soon, and she's stressing about it, and it's, you know, she's having issues with getting ready and her appearance. It's very relatable, and I think the chemistry between both the actors and both the characters is really great. It works really well. And then you kind of do get that conflict. Although we enjoy watching the charming man, we're also feeling for the stressed woman. She has a date soon. She's freaking out about it a bit. And it just, I think that just really works in this scene.
Hello, Tom.
Wow. Wait, you look super.
Oh, thanks. This is my son, Alfie, just back from travelling the world. Alfie, this is Tom.
All right, mate.
He's your son. Wow. Big. I didn't realise you and Jason had been together so long.
That Muppet isn't my dad.
Alfie! No, I had Alfie way before I met Jason. I mean, not way, not that old. I mean, I'm oldish, obviously. But, well, I was actually really young when I had Alfie. I mean, young as in headline in the Daily Mail young, but just, you know.
Yes, we get it, she's awkward, but she's literally 40. I don't know why human interaction is still this hard for her. But I guess she's not like other girls and she's quirky.
Oh, did you say something?
No, you carry on. You're doing really great.
Alfie is clearly a prick.
Gosh, 2 man-sons.
No. This is Billy, Alfie's friend. He saved his life.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, it wasn't drugs related.
I saved someone once. Oh. Yeah. Well, when I say someone, it was more of a dog. But it was an old lady's dog, and she said it was more of a son to her than her own son. Anyway, the poor thing fell into the pond. Got distressed, little legs paddling. I rolled up my trousers and went in. Saved him.
Tom is clearly as awkward as Gemma, so maybe they are made for each other. Over at Inca's, we have some more commentary on Swedish cuisine.
What's that noise?
Whales who are relaxing.
What's this?
Tofu and bean sprouts.
Pew!
No, not pew.
Why are all the children in this show so freaked out by vegetables? I think all they eat is hamburgers, and they're just so rude.
Now, eat it up, girls. Yummy.
Dad, I thought having burger and fries.
I'm sorry, yes, but I don't allow meats in this house.
But we had burger and fries with Dad last time we were here.
Excuse me?
When you ate your spray tan glass.
Don't be daft, love. We don't do hamburgers, remember? Or any form of corporate food.
Are you lying to Inca?
No, I promise. They've got it wrong. I would never allow a quarter pounder down my digestive tract.
I have decided which body part of yours I'm going to wax.
As you can see, she's pretty iconic. I don't know how I feel about her banning people from eating meat, but she does get really good lines, and little things like that make me like her when I'm kind of, I think, not supposed to like her. Little bits like that just make her seem iconic to me. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. At the restaurant, Gemma is having an awkward time with Tom, and it's obvious that there's no real chemistry.
Ooh. I needed that. It's been a long day.
You look really stunning, Gemma.
Thank you.
I knew you could. I mean, you always look good.
Oh.
Always. You just look more good now.
Oh, thanks. Thing is, you get too used to slobbing around in jogging bottoms. Sometimes I forget I've got a waist.
I've seen you in those jogging bottoms at the school gates. Every morning, sporting that big old Marmite moustache.
Marmite moustache?
Well, it's either Marmite or chocolate spread, eh?
It's Marmite.
It's weird that they try to pass this guy off as charming to the ladies, but then they portray him as really really awkward and really sort of socially incompetent with the ladies. It's just a weird decision to me that they're trying to kind of go for two things at the same time, rather than either making him awkward or making him allegedly very charming and appealing to people. I don't know why. It's just like a very weird choice to me. I don't know.
I like your teeth.
Meanwhile, on the bus, Alfie and Billy try to chat up some ladies.
Ladies? I'm Alfie. This is Billy. He's a bit like my Sherpa. Just got back from travelling the world.
Really?
Yes. Tell him, Billy.
Yeah. China, Borneo, Phuket. Alfie was just telling me how he's a changed man since Thailand.
Sex change.
Again with the casual transphobia.
I like you. No. I mean, change is in my outlook's changed. I'm kind of now looking for someone who's my intellectual equal. Like,
Paris Hilton.
Someone I can share things with. Like...
STDs.
Experiences. You know? Like a lady with intelligence, knowledge, you know, big brain.
Which would obviously mean a big head.
Yes, a big head, sure.
Are you saying my head's too big?
What? Yes. No. Sort of, you know, in a good way. Like a Bratz doll. I mean, not plastic or, you know, just... What I'm trying to say is... Billy, what am I trying to say?
Well, I think what you're trying to say is, can you buy these two ladies a drink in town for being a dick on the bus?
So Alfie's clearly as awkward as his mum and needs to rely on Billy to save him. Why is Billy the only character in the show who has any charm at all? Meanwhile, Gemma has some issues with Thai food, surprisingly, and Tom tries to start up a conversation. Look how Gemma tries to deflect this.
Gemma,
What's wrong? What, lusting after my pinched egg yolks, are you?
have I been a bit over the top?
What?
It's just... I feel perhaps I've been trying too hard. You know, that I may have come across as a bit of a knob.
No!
It's just it took me so long to pluck up the courage to ask you out. And then you said yes. And now we're here. and I feel...
I've had a lovely evening, Tom. Yeah, it's really nice to feel like a grown-up again.
Oh.
I'm glad I said yes.
Watching that just makes me think, haven't all women been in that situation at some point before? Like, you know you want to say that he's been over the top and he's been forceful, but how do you say that truthfully to his face? Will he get upset? Will he react badly by being told the truth? What happens if his feelings get hurt? Will he get angry? Or will he get too upset and then you'll feel bad? She's clearly trying to put his mind at rest and isn't actually comfortable with him.
You really do have great teeth.
Billy and Alfie charm women at the bar while Tom and Gemma have an awkward goodbye. Gemma is giving lots of signs that she's not comfortable with Tom, but regardless, Tom asks for a second date. As many of us do, Gemma smiles and agrees to a second date so as not to upset him.
Do you fancy another date sometime?
Yeah, that would be really nice.
Tom then leans in to kiss Gemma with no warning or without asking, leading her to freak out. This is a clear indication that she's not happy with the kiss, and in some cases can be a response to trauma. Either way, it should give a man enough clear indication that a kiss isn't wanted right now.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No.
No.
Rushing things.
No. You just caught me off guard, but I'm on guard now.
Regardless, Tom apologises awkwardly, which leads Gemma to apologise herself and say that she's okay with a kiss and that they should try again. Women often say yes to men when they're scared to get a bad reaction or to get hurt feelings from the guy from saying no, so a reluctant or uncertain sounding yes should be considered as a no or as a maybe another time. That goes not just from women, from anyone. If someone's sort of reluctantly saying yes and you can tell they don't mean it, that shouldn't really be taken as a yes. You should probably just excuse yourself and be like, I don't think you're feeling like it right now, maybe another time. And then you can just like politely excuse yourself because you can tell that they don't really want a kiss. Gemma's general tone and body language show reluctance, but not being one to take a hint, Tom leans in for a kiss again and Gemma reciprocates. Billy arrives home alone as Alfie's still out having fun, and Gemma gives Billy a genuinely scared look, as if trying to communicate that she needs to be rescued.
Tom.
Hi.
Where's Alfie?
I'm still sampling some of the local delights. I'll leave you to it. Bye.
Billy lets himself in the house,
hold the door.
and Gemma takes this as an opportunity to
Okay,
finally
see you at
leave.
school.
That is obviously not the body language of someone who is comfortable with the guy or wants a second date, but again, Tom doesn't take this very obvious no for an answer.
I'm really sorry for disturbing your...
Oh, no, it's fine. Got to leave them wanting more.
Billy fixes Gemma's computer problem, which leads to some very natural chemistry between the pair.
Thank you.
It was just unplugged. That's the first place those big nerds look. You'd be surprised how many...
Gemma? Gemma?
Yeah?
But then they get interrupted by Jason and the twins. It turns out, Swedish vegetarian cooking is so repulsive that the twins cannot stop vomiting.
Bean sprouts.
She made us eat green stringy stuff, Mum.
Why is this entire family so scared of vegetables?
Oh, no. Sorry, Billy.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, this is disgusting.
Oh, just get out.
It's not my fault.
No, it never is.
Jason then decides it's a good time to interrogate Gemma about Billy and accuse her of having a toy boy.
Who are you anyway?
Not now, Jason.
Got yourself a toy, boy. What happened to the knob? Couldn't he rise to the occasion?
While Gemma tends to his unwell children on her own. Jason leaves and Billy returns from the bathroom all cleaned up and shirtless.
Got the sick off.
Good. Sorry about that.
I just spent 4 months with your son. I'm kind of used to it.
Gemma and Billy chat in the hall, but then Alfie returns home with his date and Gemma realises the situation does not look good. Gemma panics and then this happens.
What are you doing?
Shh. I didn't want Alfie to see us together.
Together in the hall?
What? Yes. You've got no top on. He might have got the wrong idea.
The wrong idea? About what? About me having a shower?
Yes. No. I may have slightly overreacted.
To me having a shower?
No, to Alfie seeing us together. He may have thought we were up to no good.
Why? Do you usually get up to no good with his friend?
No, absolutely not. Never. How could you even insinuate?
I didn't.
He's gone.
Well, phew. Because God forbid he could have caught us innocently chatting in the hall, but us holed up chest to chest in the bathroom. No problem there.
Again, Billy with the looks and the charm. Tom could never.
Good night, Mrs. Jones.
Good night.
Good night.
Night. Night. Mind the bedbugs don't bite. Mind the bedbugs don't bite. Really? So, you stalk a man you barely know on your doorstep, and then you drag a half-naked young man into your bathroom.
And this is how it ends. A great, awkward, sexually tense scene with enough chemistry and enough of Gemma's dilemma to balance it out. As much as we all say, I'd love to be in her shoes, blah blah blah, I did really feel for her at the end with her dilemma, and Sarah did a really good job of showing Gemma's inner turmoil about the whole thing. I just wish Tom could have some kind of level of chemistry with one other character at least. Episode 2 starts with Gemma rehearsing an apology to Billy for the awkward encounter the night before, while also trying to bake. As we know, Gemma isn't the most competent person even when not multitasking, so this doesn't end well.
Oh, bloody blimey.
Oh, bloody blimey. And she ends up having another awkward encounter with Billy.
Oh my God, sorry.
Oh, no. Oh, did you see anything?
No.
Sure?
Yes.
Not that I'm Pamela Anderson.
I know.
What?
Sorry, I didn't mean because I'd seen your... What I'm meaning is, clothed, you seem anatomically correct, you know, in proportion to your...
Thanks, I think. Right, I'm decent.
Gemma makes herself somewhat decent and begins to apologise for last night's encounter. Billy understands and accepts Gemma's apology, and then a look from Gemma shows us some more of the chemistry between them. As this happens, Alfie bounds down the stairs to greet Billy, clearly oblivious to what's going on between his friend and his mum. I think this is really good writing. It really shows us the dynamic between the three of them and reminds us of that conflict so we don't get too comfortable with it all. And the inner conflict that Gemma is going through about catching feelings for her son's friend and having to keep those feelings a secret.
Ah, you're back, mate. Just in time. Right, Mum, me and Billy are going to the twins' parents' evening.
We are?
Listen, mate, there's going to be a lot of fit older women there. MILFs, my friend, and you know what they're gagging for, don't you? All of this.
Yeah, well, I'm sure an undisturbed night's sleep and full-time childcare would be preferable.
I better snog a MILF before you do.
Alfie then suggests a challenge to Billy and unwittingly adds more awkwardness to the entire situation.
First person to snog a MILF wins. Loser gets the drinks in. Hang on, mate. Mum, did you make these cupcakes?
Yeah. Right, well, if you two are coming, then you better get a wiggle on. Jason and Inca have got the girls, and I'm meeting them there in half an hour.
Prepare to be paying for the beers, my friend, because you're looking at an older woman's dream come true. Well, it's true, believe it. Women find me uncomfortably sexy.
Alfie seems to say that he likes women. I'm not stereotyping anyone, I just think someone might be in a little bit of denial. I think Alfie's part in this scene does really well to bring back that potential conflict between the three characters and the fact that Alfie is completely in the dark about Gemma and Billy's blossoming romance. At Jason and Inca's, Jason is doing his best Clint Eastwood impression and Inca is serving looks as usual.
Wow. Is that an appropriate look for a school function?
Yes, son, I will not restrict my natural Nordic style. Express it, not suppress it. You will want to be losing the dated blues on, back-pleated leather bomber jacket. You're looking like Jeffrey Clarkson.
There's nothing wrong with that. And it's Jeremy Clarkson. No, I love this jacket. I'm just trying to express my idea.
Enough, I'm blocking my ears to you.
Inca is being shown as hypocritical, which is another method the writers use to tell us she's unlikable. She's also depicted as interested in looks and fashion to the point that she's overdressed for the parents' evening. While in the real world that's not something that actually matters, in the show it's a way of depicting her as shallow and superficial.
Charlotte, yes, we go. Your dad is going to birth mice if we're late.
If you didn't catch what she said at the end there, it was, your dad is going to birth mice if we're late. This is a play on the phrase to have kittens. If someone's having kittens, it means they're in a lot of stress or upset. I actually googled this because I wasn't sure about that term. Apparently, in the medieval times, if someone was very sick during pregnancy or had a lot of pain during pregnancy, they thought the person was having a lot of kittens in there and they were like scratching the inside. So that's a fun bit of trivia for you. So having kittens or birthing mice to mean someone is stressed. Throughout the show, Inca uses incorrect versions of British idioms and incorrect pronunciations of things.
Charlotte, yes, we go.
Which is played as a joke and used to establish her character as a funny foreign woman with a funny accent.
Apart from my head, I am completely hairless, like an otter.
Anyway, the couple set out to take the twins to parents' evening, where they will then hand them over to Gemma for the rest of the night. At the school, Alfie begins his MILF hunt.
Let the games begin, my friend. Can I assist you, fair maiden, with those?
Thank you. Yes, and you'll need to make 4 more trips to the car.
Okay, I find that Caroline woman really annoying in general, but that was kind of iconic. In the corridor, Frank approaches Fran, I mean, her name is not Frank, she's not a man. In the corridor, Fran approaches Gemma to ask her something.
Have you seen Frank? He's run off in his Grim Reaper costume, waving a pork chop around.
Fran has a very strange son, as I've said. He's always in some kind of costume, he never really wears regular clothes, and he's always doing something quirky.
I went and buried all my shoes in the garden again.
Fran notices Billy for the first time and is clearly entranced.
Hello.
Hello.
Fran, Billy, Alfie's friend. Billy, Fran.
Nice to meet you. Haven't you got good eyes and good face and...
And thank you, Fran.
And I'll take these in for you.
Then Gemma nearly gives the game away due to a misleading question from Fran.
Have you snogged him?
What? No, of course not. I mean, no. What would Alfie think?
I'm sure he'd be pleased with his mum.
Really?
Yeah, Tom's gorgeous.
Oh, Tom. Yes, no, Tom. Yes, good.
In the hall, Fran admires Billy again, letting the audience know, as if we didn't already, that he's a very desirable character.
Excuse me.
Organism.
Your son Flynn has been observed drinking from a toilet bowl.
Well, did he flush first?
Yeah.
Well, that's fine then. Okay, I'll go get my son.
Classic Flynn. As you can see, Fran is a really laid-back mum. She just lets her quirky son do all these strange things, which just kind of adds a kind of funny dynamic to the situation.
It's meant to look like that.
Gemma's baking attempts get judged by Tom's precocious daughter, Poppy, and she admires Billy as Jason and Inca pull up with the twins.
Move it, you numpty!
Close your ears, girls. Your daddy's been head crazy again. Jason, a balanced diet rich in omega-3 fish oil reduces stress and hostility. Or are you wanting a heart explosion?
I'm not eating fish juice.
What are you thinking the virility tonic I'm making you drink is?
I think it's very inconsistent that Inca is meant to be a vegetarian, but then she's promoting fish juice in one scene. I mean, yeah, she could be pescatarian, but they never really mentioned her being okay with eating fish. And it just seems like a bit of a lazy mistake to me. Gemma feels inadequate in front of the more gifted, yummy mummies, and Billy reassures her.
Come on, I'll hold your hand.
I don't need you to hold my hand.
No, I didn't mean that
I thought you came here to pull muffs with Alfie.
I think you mean MILFs.
Hi, Gemma. Oh, wowee. Interesting cake.
Thank you.
That wasn't a compliment. It was an observation.
I don't know why they make all the women in this show so bitchy, including this 8-year-old child. Poppy and Caroline are just so unnecessary. Tom then comes along and basically gropes at Gemma. Classic Tom.
Bloody done it again, haven't I? I've overdone the cake thing. It's just that Poppy and I had such a fabulous week creating it.
Tom's cake is very professionally made, which shows us again that Gemma is an awkward underachiever compared to the other parents. This scene is a great example of show don't tell. We can really see the difference in skill, and we can start to either pity Gemma or start to relate to her. We get some more of Fran's A+ parenting.
When I was reprimanding the class yesterday, Flynn put up his hand and asked if the reason I was in a bad mood was because I was due for my pyramid. He is very attuned.
Soon after, Jason and Inca arrive with the twins, and Inca has apparently practiced her beauty techniques on them.
Oh my God!
Oh, wicked, my sisters are orange.
This scene is a huge plot inconsistency and character inconsistency because Inca is meant to be a semi-professional beautician who works really hard at her course. By rights, she should know what she's doing when it comes to this kind of thing, and she shouldn't be creating looks like this and thinking they're acceptable. Also, Inca's own looks are immaculate. Her makeup is very well done, her hair is very well done, so it makes no sense that she'd be doing such bad hair and makeup on other people.
Not sure where your hair goes.
What the hell happened?
We got held up. Some idiot driving like a girl's bra.
No, what happened to Charlotte and Jeff?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? They're orange, Jason! In case you hadn't noticed.
Inca did it.
They showed to us at the Beauty Academy how to turn people sun-kissed. I'm using Tope.
Oh, nice.
Sun-kissed? They look like over-made-up space hoppers.
They have a healthy look. And Yama, the tanning lotion, has the anti-aging properties.
Anti-aging? They're 10?
Exactly. No need to thank me.
Pushing anti-aging product on children is obviously ridiculous, so now we're back into the territory of Inca being actually unacceptable rather than just unlikable for misogynistic or xenophobic reasons. It seems they flip-flop between both of these states of like Inca is genuinely a bad person or a problematic person or doing something genuinely wrong, and we don't like Inca because many of the misogynistic or xenophobic reasons. It becomes unclear what story they're trying to tell and what the characterization of Inca actually is. Is she genuinely a bad or a mean person, or is she just a nice or okay person who's weird or strange because she likes waxing and whale music? Back in the hall, Tom sees Billy and starts up an awkward conversation.
So, I expect Gemma has been walking around on cloud 9 since our date. My feet have barely touched the ground. Underneath all the mess is a really super woman. Real knee buckler of a kiss.
Oh, right.
I know it's bad form for a chap to talk about such matters, but it gave me a slight pinching in the gut. I'm feeling a bit punch-drunk and giddy about the whole thing.
That's great, Tom.
Anyone special in your life?
I...
Wise. You're young, don't tie yourself down, keep your options open. Spray the fields, eh? Spray the fields.
I think it's play the field, Tom, not spray the field. This scene shows us that Tom has no self-awareness and seemingly believes that Gemma had a wonderful time and has wonderful feelings about him, despite her showing no evidence of this and actually showing multiple verbal and non-verbal cues to the contrary. Tom seems much more interested in his feelings about the situation than in paying attention to Gemma's. Outside the classroom, Gemma, Jason and Inka wait to be seen. Gemma and Inka have what seems at first to be a sincere heart-to-heart.
I just don't think it's appropriate on 10-year-olds. Gemma, I'm taking my duties as soon-to-be stepmother with a great seriousness. I promise you I'm never going to again step on your foot. You're their mother, and I'll just be a very, very, very dear friend.
Only for her to undermine Gemma a few seconds later.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Do you want to come in?
Hello, I'm Inka Edelson, soon-to-be Inka Edelson-Jones. Oh.
This is such a shame because I feel like that scene could have been used to humanise Inka and show that there's another side to her outside of being portrayed as shallow, weird, foreign, etc. But instead they went for the obsessive bridezilla angle because apparently that's a thing she is now. Bridezilla is a term that I'm going to be using in this because it's the best term for what I'm trying to explain. It's a trope about Inka that they sort of shoehorn in at some points but not other points. They often portray her as like demanding to get married and that's very crazy. They don't really portray any men in this kind of way.
I will be the stepmother, and I'm Swedish.
Campaign that you
Hello? Perhaps we should just focus on Charlotte and Jess. Ignore me, I'm just going to observe.
Ugh. Having been a stepmom, I hate that stepmoms, or like future stepmoms, whatever you want to call them, if they're unmarried, are always stereotyped as being like this and trying to take over from the real mum and control everything. They're controlling crazy women and it's so unfair on the real mum that they have to deal with the new partner and her crazy ways, whereas the stepdads are never stereotyped this way. They're usually seen as so good to care for someone else's child because I guess men aren't seen as caring. So the men are often given a lot more respect in that situation. I have a lot to say on that topic and it will come up later in the video, so stay tuned.
Right. Well, both girls are doing really well academically. They're both bright.
Woo!
Yes. Unfortunately, we have had some issues with Charlotte of late.
I see.
She's become a bit boisterous in class. I mean, her work's not suffering at the moment, but she is disrupting the rest of the class.
Class clown.
Well...
I was like that. Had the class in stitches. Even broke the teacher.
Right.
Is it jokes? Because I was like that. What?
She dyed the school hamster pink.
Oh, no.
Brilliant. Pranks. I was like that. I bet it brought the house down.
The children were very upset.
Of course they were. We'll talk to her.
It's okay. You jolly japes never held me back. I run a successful sandwich delivery company. I have a fleet of VW transporter vans.
I'm not sure one van could be classed as a fleet.
Okay, I'm bored. So...
See, this kind of thing is what I love about Inka. Her whole chaotic vibe is really funny, and I think if she was like that, without the weird, controlling, undermining stuff, I think she'd be a lot more funny as a character. She's just a whole mood, and I love it.
Do you think there could be any reason behind Charlotte's recent behaviour?
No.
If looks could kill. While Gemma handles being undermined by Jason and Inka, Alfie tries and fails to impress the MILF.
I like your wares. I don't get to eat home-cooked food much. I travel a lot, business mainly, you know, high-ish finance, stocks, bullion, that sort of thing.
Really?
Yeah. Is this your cake?
Yes.
Mm. Tastes sensual.
You do realise you're going to have to pay for that now that it's been soiled?
How much is it?
£20.
£20 for that?
Yes.
Have you got change for a 50?
Yes.
Actually, I don't have a 50. I've only got a fiver. I need to get some money from my mum. Mum!
Meanwhile, Inka and Jason explore the science class.
Ha! This is having big kidney.
And Inka shows that she won't take any of Jason's bullshit.
I should have brought my beauty business card, Jason. There is a lot of facial hair in this place. And I don't talking about the men.
You're not even qualified yet.
Do not try to make me tiny, Jason. I come here today just for you to practice as future stepmother.
Yeah, Jason. Stop making her tiny. Gemma then shows that she is rightfully uncomfortable about Inka's behaviour.
We need to talk about what just happened. You're going to have to say something.
Fine, I'll talk to Charlotte about the hamster.
No, I'm not talking about Charlotte. I'm talking about... Jason, she dyed our kids orange. She came to the parents' evening. It's got to stop.
Fine, I'll try another word.
Jason, I need your purse.
Wallet?
Gemma was Jason's first wife, and I will be the second.
All right, congratulations.
No, we're not engaged.
Yet.
I feel like at this point in the show, the writers were trying to make a comment on women who date older men. And, like, especially since the whole Bridezilla thing started in the previous scene, they're trying to make them out to be, like, gold diggers or, like, obsessed with marriage, but in a way that's crazy or bad, or only in the relationship to get something, so pushing for marriage, being controlling, which is pretty weird considering the entire premise of the show is older woman and younger man catch feelings for each other, and it's a sensitive look at that. There seems to be a huge double standard between the Jason and Inka relationship, where Inka's portrayed as the crazy one, or that she must only be after a bad thing, and then the Gemma and Billy relationship, which is perceived as more sweet. When you think about the type of older men that deliberately seek out younger women, and how there's a lot of power imbalance there, and there can be a lot of creepiness, that makes it seem even worse that they're portraying the younger women in relationships in such a bad light.
Fancy winning some fabulous homemade cakes? Gemma's is a treat.
Gemma's is a treat.
Yes, thank you, Jason.
What?
Oh, I wish I'd known. I could have made my spitta caca. It's,
Oh, sweet, dry, hollow cake shaped like a cylinder, made only in the southern regions of Sweden.
Oh, my, you have visited my Sweden?
Ja, jag har. Jag bodde tack vin fit våren.
You speak Swedish?
Well, pigeon Swedish, really. I get mixed up with the tenses.
Jag har en så spännande. Jag måste min hem så mycket.
Oh, verkligen utan netten av Oxbridge.
Did she not just a minute ago try to get engaged to Jason? She forgot about that pretty quick. Regardless, that scene did make me think Inka could start dating Tom instead, and then both Gemma and Jason would have probably a lucky escape.
And again, look at the girls. Jason, Tom has great Swedish humour.
Doesn't say a lot for Tom then, does it?
You want I should kill myself, Jason? You want I should eat carbohydrates? I have a family history of suicide.
You see what I mean by crazy? Her personality wasn't like this in older episodes. She was more of a different kind of stereotype. And they just sort of all of a sudden made her this crazy unhinged character out of nowhere. And then we don't really see it again. We see her lose her temper again, but we don't really see like an insane side to her again.
In the next scene, the twins are discussing beauty standards as apparently put on them by Inka. These standards are backed up by Billy.
Inka says I need to look out for excessive body hair. She says no one wants to kiss a girl who looks like a moose.
She's got a point.
However, this is never really held against Billy or addressed in any meaningful way. Putting beauty standards on children is disgraceful, full stop. but it's only really addressed as something bad when Inca does it.
I would like to kiss a moose. That's because you look like a moose.
Why did this show make a literal child so unlikable? I swear to God.
Okay, you wait here while I get her, alright?
Billy then goes to the rescue and becomes the golden boy again, despite he did low-key take part in the situation. Now don't get me wrong, I do love Billy, but that's just another weird double standard thing that I'm picking up on with this characterization.
Jess? You in here?
No.
That's a shame. I kind of wanted to talk to her.
Well, she's not in here.
Thing is, she's meant to be doing her show in a minute.
She's not going to because she'd be pants.
Really, pants? That's quite harsh. Why would she be pants?
Because someone told her she'd be pants.
Well, if I was Jess, I'd want to show that someone I wasn't pants.
She said I look like a moose.
Well, you don't. You look like a princess. And every night, look, the fairies dance on her face.
They don't, silly.
Hey, see? Little fairy footprints that they've left behind.
I want Robert Sheehan to tell me my freckles look like fairy footprints. It's so unfair.
Do you really think I can make Poppy look pants?
Just by showing up, you're going to make her look like a huge pair of your dad's baggiest, oldest Y-fronts.
Yuck. You're a silly Billy. You do know this is a girls' toilet, don't you? Boys, we're standing up.
Wow.
Are we meant to believe that they were there the whole time while Jess was crying? Just hiding for no reason as your daughter cries and not even trying to help. Wow, okay, Gemma.
If I wasn't hiding one affair, I'd hunt that man down and smother him in tiramisu. All right, keep your knickers on. You're not his type.
Go on, give us a little waddle.
As I mentioned, I was a stepmom for a while when I was younger, and in that time I noticed a serious double standard around step-parenting, if it's called that, using the term very loosely, between men and women. What I realised was if a man starts a relationship with a mother and spends time with her kids, even just a little time here and there, taking them to football or whatever, he's usually seen as heroic, brilliant, selfless, for taking care of children that aren't even his own. What a guy, marriage material, blah blah blah. Because I guess nurturing men in society, that's seen as like a rare thing, like it's not seen as a manly thing to be nurturing. So when men are even a little bit nurturing, it's highly praised. And yet, if a woman starts a relationship with a father and similarly spends time with the children, from my experience and the experience of others, she's often seen as trying to steal the mother's role. She's someone who's invading the family. She can't possibly know what she's doing. She's never even given birth, stupid woman. She can't know what she's doing because she's not a real mom, and she's somehow meddling in the family. She's seen as a negative force, whereas the men can only be seen as a positive force. This is a theme we're seeing a lot in Me and Mrs. Jones, particularly in this episode. The woman in the situation is usually seen as a bit untrustworthy. She's trying to replace the mother. She's some kind of threat to the mother. Whereas the man is seen as a help, and he's seen as someone who's, you know, doing things out of the goodness of his heart. I experienced this not only myself, but I saw evidence of it online too, with other people speaking out about being in this situation. So it did seem pretty widespread. Looking at Me and Mrs. Jones with that context in mind, it's really easy to see the double standard in how the show depicts Billy, the young love interest of an older woman who has kids, and Inka, the younger girlfriend of an older man who has kids. And yes, I know that these are just characters, but somebody sat down and actively wrote the characters like this. Consciously or unconsciously, they created the characters to be like this, so I do feel like someone's double standards are showing a bit. If I wasn't already convinced, watch the end of this scene and the scene immediately after it. This is not an edit, this is the actual show, I'm just running it through. Just watch these scenes, the scene with Billy leading into the scene with Inka, and you'll see what I mean.
Come on, give us a little waddle.
You're ready.
Inka's going to practice the beauty techniques on me.
Jason is not happy to be doing my experiment.
Too right, she painted my toenails in my sleep.
Well, I'm happy to do it.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Alfred. My next session of the deep tissue full body massage.
Stop! No, wait, hang on. No, I'll be your experiment for that.
No, Jason, my oiled fingers get stuck in your man fuzz.
I love a massage. Just oil me up.
No, do me. You can wax me first.
Really?
That is true love.
Jason, you are being jealous. That is so sweet. I have no interest in his young, taut, smooth skin. Just your fuzzy, picky belly.
Oh! Yeah.
When we come back home, I heat up the wax.
There's a lot to unpack there, but let's just throw out the whole suitcase.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Yeah. Is that dog carrying a head in its mouth?
It's Flynn's.
Oh, and that explains it.
Yeah, for about 6 weeks he thought he was a dog. Fran spent a fortune on squeaky bones.
Classic Flynn.
Thank you.
For what?
I heard you talking to Jess. She's not as tough as Charlotte.
Yeah, she's sweet.
Yeah. I worry about them. Most of the time I feel like I'm always one step behind them, trying to catch up with them. And then one day I know I'm going to turn around and they're going to be big grown-up women. I mean, look at Alfie. He's a big grown-up
woman.
Thanks for...
Oh my god. So cute. I'm getting all hot now.
Looks like you won the bet.
I didn't kiss you to win a bet.
This happy moment doesn't last very long.
Stop kissing my mum! Alfie! Alfie!
That's the thing with this show. There's always the drama. Alfie attacks Billy in a classroom under the impression that Billy kissed Gemma to win the bet.
Sorry.
Billy then tries to hide in the performance.
It's big.
Sorry. Sorry.
Welcome. You haven't missed anything. There's a seat somewhere for you.
There's one over here.
Of course Fran calls him over.
So as you can imagine, the children have put in a lot of time and effort into devising the show.
No.
There's a seat at the back, young man, just on the...
There's some problem with the corridor.
Where was I? Yes, the penguin costumes are an absolute credit to Mrs. Collier.
The man, you girl.
Mrs. Collier.
Don't like a baby. It's just a misunderstanding.
Hiding somewhere. Children work really hard.
I don't know what this is about. Would you both just calm down?
Themselves, and this is following on from project work and...
Hello, everyone.
If that is everybody? Is that everybody?
Sorry, I'll just, I'll take a seat.
Following on from the project work and party and so tonight isn't just about trade, no.
You're ruining the audio. You should. This is real life going on here, lady.
Ava May's been practicing for weeks for this, and we've spent hours on her costume.
Get over yourself. She's dressed as a fat penguin. She'll thank me for ruining the video.
I love to see Fran putting a Karen in her place.
Can I just say, it's not biologically my son.
Year 5 penguin party.
Did you ruin Ava May's video? Do you want to take this outside?
Alfie, if you fight the hold, the arm will break.
Hello, Lucy.
Breathe.
But today, Lucy's not very happy because of the effects.
Now, what was all this about, eh?
She's always happy, even though it's very cold where she lives.
Alfie,
Hello, Lucy.
I better go after him.
Let's go to school. Hey, what's wrong? You're usually so happy.
You know I've got you on tape,
I'm worried.
threatening me.
Well, then you better turn around unless you want the follow-through on there too.
Yeah, I kind of love Fran. As if things couldn't get worse for Gemma.
None of this is putting me off. I definitely want a second date.
Oh dear.
Look, mate, I'm sorry. It just happened. It wasn't your mother's fault.
How would you like it if I kissed your mum?
Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah, weird.
But she's 64 with a grey perm. She had me late in life. I was a gift from God.
What, like Jesus?
Look, I should just find somewhere else to crash.
Look,
eh?
right. What you did was gross, mate. It's a line you just don't cross. But, you know, we've all done something disgusting to win a bet. I once kissed the lips of a frog to get a free pint.
In we go.
Hey! Hey!
Alfie, did you see her? Yeah. Poppy fell over and couldn't get up again.
You were the best seals I've ever seen.
But we were penguins.
Go on.
You okay, Alfie?
Yeah, it's okay. It's all sorted, Mum. I realised it could have been anyone. He just wanted to win a bet. It's not like he fancied you. Right, mate? Right.
Alfie, can you tell us a story? Yeah, one of your made-up ones.
Keep it clean, Alfie.
It can never happen again. I should never have let you.
I wanted to.
Stop.
Okay. Whatever you want.
Yeah, well, it is what I want. I mean, there's Alfie and there's the girls and you're...
Right, I get it.
It's got to be over before it begins, okay?
Okay.
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 Right. Excellent. Right. Stop it with your eyes and your lips.
I wasn't doing anything.
Right, good. Excellent. Yes, I mean, we shall speak of it no more. I'm going to go upstairs to read, or so.
Right. I never had you down as a sewer.
Well, I'm old. That's what we do. So.
I find Gemma really funny, and I do really empathise with her in this scene, with the conflict that's going on in her mind. You can really see how much she wants Billy, and she wants to sort of let go of her inhibitions. And obviously she's really holding back because of her son and doing the right thing. You can really see like her conscience coming into play in this scene, and it makes the stakes just a little bit higher. It makes you more invested, and it really makes me care more about this ridiculous show.
Stop kissing him. What's wrong with you? I mean, so what if he's young and attractive with a voice I could easily do? Stop it. Tom, think of Tom. I said stop it, you. Scarlet woman, you.
It's the age-old scenario of trying to like the person that people want you to like. But as always, the heart wants what it wants. In episode 3, Alfie and Billy have turned Gemma's living room into a dump, and Gemma nags them to help her. As always, Alfie is being useless, so Billy's the only one that agrees to help. Billy tries to talk to Gemma about their kiss, but Gemma is feeling snowed under by chores, so she wants to forget about it. Gemma forces Alfie to help with the house and tells him to get a job to contribute. Later, Jason walks in and tells Gemma that he wants to expand his sandwich delivery business, which Gemma is also a co-owner of, by getting a second van. Gemma isn't keen on that at first, but then she remembers that Alfie needs a job.
Give Alfie a job.
Oh, no way. The boy's a walking disaster.
No, you're going to need somebody to drive the new van.
No. Anyway, I was going to employ a woman.
This is a family business, remember, and Alfie is family. No Alfie, no new van.
They won't want to work with me anyway.
He will. Alfie, where are you going?
To bed. It's been a long night, Mother. My thumbs ache.
Get your shoes on. You're working with Jason today.
What? No,
No words, no pulling a sickie or making excuses. Shoes on, quick sticks, then out to hunt and gather.
We haven't got a choice, mate. Your mum's gone all Margaret Thatcher on us. Looks like the lady's not for turning.
What?
It's what Margaret Thatcher said.
Jason, if you have to explain it, means it's not funny.
I do feel like that conflict was a bit too easily resolved, but it's only a 6-episode season, so I guess they have to have things that are fairly rushed. So Alfie ends up working with Jason against both of their better judgment. Meanwhile, Tom has popped in for a catch-up and once again is being overbearing.
I'm in self-defense class tonight, offshoot of my taekwondo class. Thought you might like to come.
Oh, well, that's very kind.
It could be our first activity date. Maybe we could grab a smoothie after we've showered down. Well, in separate showers, obviously.
Oh, I'm not sure. I've got the books to do and the house is a tip. But with Alfie back and Billy on the sofa, it's sort of chaos.
Hey, well, Billy could move in with me, if it'd help. What?
No, sorry. No, I didn't mean that Billy had to leave. I just...
Well, I've got a box room.
Wow, I mean, that's... I'm not sure.
Well, I am being a little selfish here, but grown-up company would help. I mean, I know you can't get more grown-up than my Poppy, but there's only so much needlepoint and reading aloud from the dies of Nazi tongue a man can take. Do you play canasta?
No, I mean, I can...
That's very kind, Tom, but he's fine here, aren't you? Unless, of course, you want to...
No, I mean, here is good.
Just a thought. Help you out. Here's my card. Call me if you want out of the madhouse.
Right, well, I'm off to look for a job.
Oh.
Happy hunting. Please come. Fran is.
Is she? Oh, well, okay.
Great. You know, most people are attacked by someone they know. I won't attack you, obviously, but someone else, you know, might.
While Gemma agonises over what could have been a very awkward living situation, Alfie gets acquainted with his new job.
Come on.
Oh, you've got me joking. I look like Little Red Riding Hood with that.
Get on with it and don't come back till you've sold the lot.
Hi, what big teeth do you have?
All the better to eat you with.
Later on, Inka arrives at Tom's self-defense lesson.
Hello to you, Tom. I squeal when I see your class leader.
Good dog.
You're remembering me.
Of course. It's great to see you here.
Having two minds for cunning, as I'm very strong. My father and brothers make me join them in combat with the traditional Swedish Mora fighting knives. This one I carry always. My father, he made for me when I left home.
Gosh, right. Well, I'm not sure. You know, I think perhaps you should just...
My problem, Tom, is that my looks attract green-eared monster in other women's. I'm always sensing an imminent attack from less beautiful woman.
Right. Well, I think I can certainly help you. I must say, though, I don't think that the knife is quite what we're...
So, after establishing that Swedish people are savages with knives, Gemma arrives with Fran.
Where are all the men? It's a women's only class? What?
Hello. Wow.
Tom crosses a major personal space boundary and Gemma looks very scared.
Fran, who didn't realise this was a women's only class, gets disappointed with the lack of hunky men and so bails.
Please stay. Oh, look, you'll be fine. Look, Inka's here.
Yes. She's very enthusiastic.
Leaving Gemma without a partner in order to find hot men at the gym. Like I said before, I do like Fran most of the time, but I think she can be a pretty shitty friend. Tom sees Gemma struggling alone and takes this as an opportunity to enforce that, despite her not agreeing to this is a date.
I know this is an odd sort of a date, but, you know, you're actually quite good at it for a tiny person.
Before describing her as if she's his prey.
Like a tiny, tired sparrow. Although not all tiny things are defenceless. Think for a moment of the golden poison dart frog. A mere 2 inches.
And then offering her up as a sacrifice.
10 men. Who wants to attack Gemma?
Yeah?
Meanwhile, Billy walks into a bar ahead of his night out with Alfie, and just by standing around, manages to get himself a job.
Have a half on me.
I'll buy you one back when he gets here.
You know what? Why don't I take it out of your wages?
You need someone?
For today, definitely.
Clearly this wasn't written by anyone who's applied for a job in the last 20 years. Alfie finishes his work with Jason and heads over there, and Jason heads to the self-defense class to pick up Inca.
Oh, not that bloody nincompoop. God, James!
If only she had the balls to do that when you two were together.
This mate's got a restraining order on you.
That was a misunderstanding when the sauna doors got stuck and it was very hot in there. I could have died.
Yeah, well, the guy who got stuck in there with you certainly looked half dead when he came out.
So apparently Fran trapped a man with her in a sauna, and now the gym has a restraining order on her. I don't know what if it's implied that she did anything with the man, or she just trapped him in there. Either way, that's not okay, but apparently this is funny because she's a woman. I don't know, the whole show seems to be full of double standards, and I'm not here for it. But let's keep going.
Inca looks like she's enjoying herself. Must be weird for her sitting on top of a real man for a change.
This show is so funny, and for what? And I hate it because I'm trying to be mad about how crap it is. Anyway, Jason gets jealous of Inca and Tom and storms in and starts being macho and making a scene.
You have me overcome.
Hello, Jason. We're not quite finished yet. If I can ask you to wait in the other room for Inca. This studio is a soft shoot area only.
Well, I'm here to join the class.
But it's not for men, Jason.
I call that sexist. And that's illegal in some countries.
Yes, Jason, men are very
I'm
oppressed.
just as likely to get attacked as any of you. More, even.
Well, that's true.
Jason basically muscles his way into the class, and Tom lets him stay as an attacker. Meanwhile, Billy works his shift at the bar and gets asked if he wants any more shifts this week. He has a bit of a dilemma over whether to say no and move back home or stay and give things a go with Gemma. There's some really nice framing here as well. I just really like how this scene is filmed. Back at the self-defense class, things get tense between the love square, that is Gemma, Tom, Jason and Inca.
I've got a thrilling night ahead, Jam.
Shut up.
I guess that means when Billy's involved it's a love pentagon.
Bite, scratch.
I'm professional nail technician if any woman is needing new nails.
Ah yes,
Thanks,
she
Inca.
is those other girls.
Who wants to attack me?
Huh? Come on.
Who's it going to be? Anybody?
Scared?
No, just don't want to hurt him.
Oh, right. I was looking for a lady, but...
Yes, damn it.
If you'll join me over here, Jason.
I love Jason's macho, hyper-masculine bullshit. It makes the scene very funny. He's quite a laughable
will attack me.
character.
It'll be my pleasure.
And I will overcome you.
You can try.
In your own time.
And Inca's competitiveness just adds to how funny it is, in my opinion. They're both really intense characters, and it makes it all very dramatic and ridiculous.
Isn't it thrill to see two men fight like rabid bears?
We'll call it a thrill, exactly.
Yield? Do you yield?
I will never yield.
Get up, Jason.
Wait a minute, love.
Are you all right? I wasn't too rough, was I?
No. Not rough enough, if anything. No. I just didn't want to look like a show-off.
Don't worry, you didn't.
Meanwhile, at the bar, Alfie has had way too many and has peaked early. Billy rescues him from the hen party, that's a bachelorette party if you're American, and takes him off home. Back at Tom's class, Jason is being fragile about how popular Tom apparently is, and Gemma's doubling down on this, probably to make a point to her ex.
I can't understand what you see in him.
What, beyond his generous and kind personality, his strength?
So obvious.
By that you mean obviously good looking, then yeah, he's obvious.
Look at him. All over her like a dirty rash.
Yeah, I don't think he's interested in her like that.
No offence, but Inca has powers over men that a woman like you couldn't possibly understand.
Protected against ugly women. Protected against ugly women.
Me, I watch Me and Mrs. Jones for the plot. The plot.
What are you doing, Jason?
I'm your protector. Me, not him.
What?
I want to look after you forever, my delicate flower.
Praise Odin. Is this the proposal?
Not exactly. More a declaration.
Yes! Yes, I will be your wife. I'll be Inca Edelson Jons.
No, hang on. What I meant was...
We are to be wife and husband.
One day, we'll have a long engagement.
As you can see, there was no consent from Jason in that situation regarding the proposal. Inca essentially forced the proposal on him like the crazy bridezilla she is, and aren't women crazy? I feel like if it was the other way around and the male character, Tom is forceful about things in quite a polite way and they let him get away with that. I think if, for example, if Tom was like that, going on top of women and forcing a proposal and what have you, I think that would be seen as more abusive. It's just, they're just showing us the crazy bridezilla that Inca is, and it's meant to be very funny. I think on one hand it can be a bit funny, on another hand, if you think about it, it kind of isn't, and it's another kind, again, as I keep saying, another weird double standard of the show.
I suppose this must remind you of when Jason proposed to you.
He asked me on a family day out at Chessington. On the log flume. He'd asked Alfie to keep the ring safe. Alfie ate it. Had to wait 2 days to get it back.
Huh. It is hard, though, when an ex moves on. I know when Selena and Imran bought their Lexus, I knew I had to try.
Well, Jason and I have been over a long time.
Although, it's never really over when you have a child, is it? Fancy that smoothie?
I think I'll head home. But thanks for tonight, Tom. It's been fun.
Oh, it's so cringy. Gemma is so awkward, but at this point I totally don't blame her. I think all or most women have been put in that position at some point. It can be very nerve-wracking and awkward to deal with a guy who's not forcing himself, but sort of pushing himself on you and being very hard to turn down. Ultimately, a lot of men don't respect a woman's no. For whatever reason, they don't see a woman's no as mattering as much. And a lot of women also feel pressure to not reject men too directly in fear of how the men will react to having their feelings hurt. All this means is that men are the only ones whose feelings are taken into the account, and women are sort of expected to bend themselves around men's feelings while leaving no space for their own. While on one hand, I do wish Gemma would start to get a bit of a backbone and stand up for herself a bit more assertively, on the other hand, I know how daunting it can be in that situation. Back at the house, Gemma is approached by Billy and they have an emotional heart-to-heart.
Wow, you just beat Alfie's highest score.
She's more than just a pretty face.
How long have you been standing there?
Oh, long enough. I'd say you've got some pent-up anger you need releasing.
Not so much anger, more petty annoyances.
Is me being here included in the petty annoyances? Because I was thinking maybe I should go home, back to Ireland.
Well, you don't have to go that far. I mean, I don't want to push you out of Alfie's life altogether.
So are we saying
She loves him.
a bus ride away?
Well, being a bus ride away would probably stop the kissing. And, well, the kissing always leads to, well, it leads to, you know, to the complicated thing that happens after the kissing, so, might be safer.
You can tell she really, really doesn't want him to go, but she doesn't want to ruin her son's life or do something that would be bad for her son. You can really get her frustration across. She's really sort of forcing herself to let him leave. She really doesn't want him to leave. I think this is just like so well done.
And safer it'll be.
Oh, she's really sad
I'll be on
about
my
it,
way.
you can tell.
What? No. I mean, you don't have to leave now. I mean, it's late, and the buses are less frequent after 11. So...
I think I do. Otherwise, the complicated thing that happens after the kissing might happen.
Oh, right. Well, in that case, I won't kiss you goodbye.
Good. Because neither of us want the complicated thing to happen.
No, of course not. No, not at all. Ugh.
Sure you don't, Gemma. Billy looked so sarcastic when he said, neither of us want that to happen. I think his sarcasm here is really good, and then her, ugh, is just so unconvincing.
Goodbye,
Oh,
Mrs. Jones.
he loves her.
Goodbye, Mr.
Delaney.
Right. Delaney.
They're so cute.
Billy Delaney.
As one scene closes on a dignified cougar repressing her feelings for a younger man for the sake of her son, the next scene opens on an obsessive bridezilla demanding babies and diamonds.
So I found my father and brothers and told them about our most exciting news. My father said he's glad he doesn't have to hunt you down and kill you now.
Moravinka's savage family.
Great. Let's hold off telling my girls, though, till we have a date, okay? Please, love.
Jason, do you feel pain?
No, just a bit tender.
I hope your baby making pods are not damaged.
Oh, they're all fine. Just twisted my back at work.
Not the fighting.
That was child's play.
Jason, I need diamond.
We'll look into getting a ring for you, Laura.
Mood.
I have to buy a new van first.
You put the purchase of a van before Inca?
More vans means more money for diamonds. Let's not rush things, love.
But...
I want to enjoy every minute. I want everything to be perfect for you.
Oh, it will, Jason. I will be the most beautiful bride.
Yes, you will, Queen. Next, we see Billy moving into Tom's box room, as Gemma's nightmare scenario has now become the lesser of two evils.
Some fresh towels and a cup of Japanese tea. It's a Unomi. It has no handle, so you feel the warmth directly by cupping it in both hands.
Lovely.
Right, old chap, I'm going to go and watch Morse if you want to join.
Oh, thanks, Tom. I'm a bit knackered, if I'm honest.
No problem. We'll clear out the rest of Poppy's old toys tomorrow.
Cool. Yeah.
It's great having you here, mate. Night.
Good night.
Kissing's not so bad, is it? It doesn't always lead to... I mean, I've kissed lots of men and it hasn't led to... Has it? Ew. Night. Has anyone ever told you you have very weird eyes?
Says the woman who's sleeping in eyeliner.
No funny business.
And on that lonely note, episode 3 comes to an end. Will they get it together? Find out soon. Episode 4 begins with Gemma not understanding the fashion of the youth of today as she tries to find a present for Alfie's birthday.
Wow, it's a giant baby grow.
It's a onesie.
Oh, right, yeah, I was looking for more going out clothes, really. This is what grown men wear that out and people don't laugh at them. Right, yes, no, I see that you really have to see it on to really appreciate it.
Yeah, 2012.
I think I'll just go for this, you know, play it safe.
That's £120.
What?
Eventually, she decides to choose something less expensive. Next, it's the day of Alfie's birthday and Alfie and Jason come home from work.
I'm not going to stand in their way.
It's a health and safety issue.
How? They're the ones who started it.
Fine, but if one of them gets a cold sore or something, then they'll sue you.
No, they won't sue me. They'll sue you. You're the manager.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
Thought we'd tell the twins the good news about my engagement to Inca.
Jason is now sounding more positive about his engagement to Inca, to the point that he's willing to tell his daughters, which he wasn't in the previous scene. On one hand, that may be a good thing. On the other hand, I'm not sure if it gives a kind of bad message about consent. It's kind of implying that she forced the engagement upon him and then he ended up liking it. I'm not sure, but regardless, Jason is seemingly happy about the engagement now.
Chloe Bryant's having a flower power sleepover. Her dad's making dream catchers with them.
Jesus, are there any real men left?
Ah yes, the toxic masculinity. But I'm not sure how Indigenous men would feel about you excluding them from masculinity altogether. Unlike Inca, Jason's toxicness is consistent throughout the show. The writers clearly knew what kind of character he was meant to be and stuck to it. I mean, he tried to What About Men, a women's self-defense class. Although he does have some good parts, he's basically a consistent character throughout the show.
Come here, birthday boy!
Oh, ow!
It's only yesterday you were a little chunky-legged toddler learning how to walk and talk.
Yes, I would say still learning. Right, just enough time for a quick shower.
Hang on, what are you doing?
Inca spends hours in the bathroom. You spend, what, 5 minutes putting a bit of slap on. It's easy to have a shower here.
I don't think so.
Oh, come on. I'll give you a lift to Alfie's party in the van.
Yeah, well, as appealing as rolling around in leftover sandwiches sounds, I'll pass.
This is when Alfie decides to throw a spanner in the works.
Vera catching a ride from Tom.
Tom? Tom? Why is he giving you a lift?
Because I invited him to my party.
Why?
Because he's Mum's boyfriend.
Well, yes, although I don't know if I'll go that far. More friend.
With benefits.
No. Anyway, what's it to you who Alfie invites to his party?
Yeah. And come to think of it, I don't remember inviting you.
Before Jason commits the crime to end all crimes.
I don't need an invite, do I? I'm family. Oh, come on. Inca's bought a new catsuit.
You never take the head of the Colin cake. That is for birthday boys only. Come on, Jason. Meanwhile, things get awkward over at Tom's.
Evening.
Sorry, were you waiting?
Not for long. Yeah, that's what happens when you share a house. You queue for the loo. Do you work out?
Not really.
Oh, when you get to my age, you have to fight the forces of evil.
Yeah, well, bathroom's all yours. Sorry.
Oh, absolutely, don't be. No, I've had the new John le Carré novel to keep me busy.
Right.
So, 2 guys getting ready to paint the town red, eh?
Yeah.
Well, quite so much red in my case, more of a burnished orange.
Right, well, I'd better get moving because I told my boss I'd help her set up for tonight, so I'm just moving.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you got the night off.
Yeah.
You know, because a chap should be allowed to let his hair fall to his shoulders once in a while. And perhaps do a bit of romancing.
Perhaps.
Oh, have you got your key in case we get separated?
Yeah.
Because I might stay for a coffee with Gemma post-party.
That might be wishful thinking, Tom.
How is Gemma?
Oh, she's good. Yes. She seems a little less muddled and cluttered and bedraggled.
Yeah, I like that about her.
Oh, Billy. If only we could all have a man like you who appreciates our flaws. That might be a little dramatic irony there, as Tom thinks Gemma is more relaxed because of him, when we all know who's really on her mind. As Gemma and Jason bicker, Alfie gets dolled up, and Poppy starts to grill Billy.
Have you got a girlfriend?
No, not right now. Maybe. In 20 years' time, I'll meet the perfect lady.
No, Billy. We get that you're good with kids, but let's not take that into grooming territory.
She'd be a fool to turn you down.
Absolutely, Poppy. Those lilting Irish tones are mesmerising. The other chaps don't stand a chance.
Ooh, dramatic irony.
Right. I'm ready to go and stay at Mummy and Imran's for the weekend. Have a good time at the party, you two, but no kissing. It spreads disease.
We have more dramatic irony here, as Tom has no idea about Billy wanting to kiss Gemma. So that makes the stakes feel a bit higher, like there's more potential for conflict or awkwardness. I really like how they sort of set that up.
Oh, well, better go and drop off my little young lady and pick up my little old lady. See you at the party. Yeah.
Nice.
Little old lady.
I don't know why this show is so funny. While Gemma agonises over her reflection, Inka gets dolled up for the party and makes marriage preparations.
Prong 3 of our marriage preparations will be the nuptial evening.
Well, I think I know what I'm doing in that department.
You still have some way to go. But I'm talking about the wedding day entertainment.
Nice.
Band, disco, and karaoke. John the Fish is a great wedding DJ.
Jason, I'm not asking, I'm telling. My brother and fathers will begin by playing the Swedish folk song Trettondansmarken, and I will accompany them on my hurdy-gurdy. And then we will make modern and have our first dance.
Dancing's not really my bag.
I have to pause this here because this man does not want to even dance at his own wedding. Like, not even just for the first dance, which is literally the bare minimum you'd be expected to do at your own wedding party. This man doesn't even want to dance at his wedding party, and yet Inka's character is about to be super demonised for wanting some dancing. Just watch how demonising this is. Yes, it's also hilarious, but it's also quite demonising. Just take a look here.
Dancing's not really my bag.
And that is why I booked 8 weeks of dance classes.
I'm just better static.
You will dance rumba with me. You will be my prop.
Hang on, I'm at a crucial stage pre-buff.
I too am at a crucial stage, Jason. The rumba is slow and sensuous. The woman first flirts and then rejects the partner. Grrr. My rhythmic body action and angry sexuality will spotlight our love. You're a very luck-filled man.
Inka is such a dom, it kills me. Like, you can't convince me that she hasn't reached for the strap at least one point in this relationship.
I'll be dead within a year.
Firstly, I think she's way too spicy to be with such a flavourless man, but that's just my opinion. So, my camera just really overheated, so I'm doing this on my phone now. Okay, let's go.
You look like a young Jane Seymour tonight, Gemma.
Does she have a heart of stone, Tom?
This car is sweet. Thanks. I'm sorry I haven't pre-warmed a seat for you. Wasn't sure you were coming with us. Are you looking forward to tonight?
Oh, yeah, should be top. Got Billy as my wingman, so spec will be pulling big time.
Well, Billy's like catnip to the ladies. Poppy's definitely smitten. I suspect she's not the only one, wouldn't you say, Gemma?
Me? Smitten? No, I mean, I'm not... Oh, but you don't mean me, per se. You mean women in general find Billy... Well, yes, I mean, no. I mean...
Hot flush, Mum?
No. I think you turned the seat heater up instead of down.
Oh, sorry.
Alfie definitely noticed that mishap, but thankfully he didn't figure it out. Over at the one bar that exists in this borough, Alfie tries to convince Billy to pull models. As we know, Billy only has one woman on his mind.
Tim the Tooth, old school mate. He's got his sister and a friend, and guess what? They're models. And I'm not talking page 3, I'm talking like real, with, you know, like long spaghetti legs, squishy hair.
The Russell Brand look doesn't really do it for me.
Come on, mate, you and me, models.
Right, don't you think they're a little bit out of our league?
Well, for you, maybe, but tonight, my friend, I've got the birthday pulling magic.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Yes, good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, and I'm good too. Mum, I'm trying to persuade Billy to join me in my quest to snog a model, so...
Oh, right.
Yeah, but like I say, I'm not really that into it.
Why not?
Well, I just thought...
I think you should go for it.
See? He loves her.
Really?
Yes. I mean, you're young, single,
Almost attractive.
with nothing to stop you or hold you back. Why wouldn't you?
Gemma is then introduced to the models in question, and it all goes downhill from here.
Oh, no.
Well, that was uncalled for.
Sorry, totally my fault. Oh. Yeah, I know.
I would love to see Gemma just absolutely deck someone, because I think it's justified at this point. Like, yes, she's very British and middle class, but that doesn't mean she should be apologising for someone else's attack. If someone threw wine at me, I would not be that calm.
You okay?
Yes. Yes, that's fine. What about me? I just lost my drink.
Right, I'll get you another one.
I'd be like, get your own drink. Actually, Alfie is such a snake. If someone did that to my mum, it would be on site. I would not be buying them a drink. So this whole scene is just so annoying to me.
God. Does it look terrible? Yeah.
Oh, fuck off. Why are the only models in the show like this as well? Like, models are not like this, guys. Some of them are very nice women.
I think the stain really brings out the colour of your eyes.
Hi. I'm Amy. Tooth's sister. Noah's girlfriend, in case you're wondering.
Well, thanks for the background information.
I like to be up front.
So I see.
So clearly, Amy is trying to eliminate the competition here.
I used to really fancy you when I was about 12, Mrs. Jones.
Oh.
Had the tooth removed.
Oh yes, Timothy, I can see that. Hold on.
While Gemma gets the short end of the stick, Fran tries to chat up the bouncer.
Oh, yeah, thanks for the offer, but I'm after something bigger.
Later, Inka tries to recruit a very disinterested Alfie into her wedding plans.
So I, Inka, would like to ask you, Alfred, to be a part of it.
Right.
You're my stepson.
Not really.
You're a funny little boy. How about you be the usher?
I-
You will be doing it with my 3 brothers who are all 6'4", so they might be making you look like a tiny elf. Where's Tom? It seems Tom is smash hit with young women.
I expect they feel sorry for the old codger.
He's younger than you.
Oh, Yama, you look like you're being stabbed in the heart.
Oh yes, I had a little run-in with a large glass of red wine.
Missed your mouth again.
We go to the lavatory like English women do. We go together.
This is the first scene, I think, of Inka being caring to Gemma. However, it doesn't last long.
He is totally fit. Really? Yeah, you should so go there. I'm so gonna go there, and he is so not gonna know what's hit him. You so can't not.
This is very much not how young women talk, and actually how boomer men think young women talk.
I'm just gonna go there. Oh, it's open there.
Damn straight, Gemma.
Oh, yes.
Just wanted to say that obviously Jason and I wanted our wedding. I know it sounds a bit oddball for an ex-woman to be there, but I just really want girls as bridesmaids. And if you hold on to Tom, then he will look great in the photos.
Oh, right. Thanks. I'm sure the girls will love it.
Jason is being in charge of the wedding, and he's being plenty secretive.
He says that it might take some of the time, as everything is looking to be booked.
Oh, this will be the best wedding ever. I'm sorry if the whole Jason and I not being divorced yet is holding you up. I'm sure we can sort it pretty easily.
You are not gonna pin him, believe it. What's wrong with her? What's up? There's a girl out there wearing the exact same dress as me. I have told her to go home and change it for her own good. She doesn't stand a chance with me around.
That's interesting. You ready, Inka? I will be with you shortly. Please to proceed without me.
That's when you know shit is about to go down. There it is. While Alfie tears up the dance floor, Inka gives Jason the cold shoulder.
I remember the first dance at my wedding. Viennese waltz. Selena was a vision in Navajo white.
Sounds wonderful.
I thought it would last forever.
Some marriages last forever, even when they're over.
And Tom tries to dance with Gemma.
Oh, no, I don't think so. No, I'm a terrible dancer.
It's like a buffalo in heels.
Meanwhile, Fran tries to seduce the apathetic bouncer.
Yo, do you do bodyguard work? Only I've got a body that might need guarding.
Good luck with that, Fran.
Steely stare. I like that. Got any ideas where a woman my age might go on to after this place?
Finally, we get another Billy and Gemma heart-to-heart. We love these.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
So, how's it going, living with Tom?
Yeah, good, yeah. How's it going out with Tom?
Good.
So you won't be wanting to bury his kiss under a conservatory like you did with ours?
I'm not a serial killer. Kisser. Amy seems nice.
Please no, unless you mean
Nice.
me, in which case, yes, I am lovely.
You need someone young and free. The face that doesn't need ironing in the morning.
Do I?
Yes. And I need someone whose best friend isn't my son.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, it looks like you've got it all figured out then. You and Tom, and Amy and me.
Yes.
It's clear to Billy and to the audience that Gemma is not happy with this arrangement. I know that hooking up with your son's friend is frowned upon for some probably very good reasons, but I hate that women so often feel the need to put themselves in unhappy situations for someone else. Dating Tom, for example.
So you'll be fine with me walking Amy home tonight? Maybe lingering on the doorstep, maybe removing a stray hair that's fallen across her face just so I can touch her.
The amount of restraint in this scene is more than I've had
Kissing
probably
her,
in my
you
whole
stand
life.
there, not yet knowing whether or not I'm going to wake up next to her, hoping I'll hold her all night and be the first thing that she sees when she wakes up in the morning.
Why is he such a tease?
You'll be fine with that, will you?
Clearly not.
Yeah.
Nice subtitling there, Spanish person.
Well, good. I'm glad we're clear then.
Right.
Weren't you going to the toilet?
Yes, I was, thank you.
My God, I would have not been able to manage that amount of restraint. She's a very restrained woman. He clearly knows she wants it. He's clearly giving the indication that he wants it too. And I feel like he's just playing the waiting game at the moment. He knows something's going to happen. He's just playing the waiting game until she's ready, which is something that maybe Tom could take a leaf out of that book. Over at the table, Inca is playing games with Jason.
Jason, I decide we do not need a big wedding. Let's marry for the cheap like you want.
Really? Great.
Good, I'm thinking then next month at Town Hall.
Next month. Oh.
Why we wait? We're in love and there's nothing in the world that can stop us, is there?
What is Steve?
What, Jason? What will hold us back from marrying at once?
Muscles.
What?
Yeah, I want to get muscular for you.
Well, if you're looking for a training partner, I'm your man, Jason. I could do with stepping up my weights routine.
Well, thanks. Great.
Why you squirm like a piggy, Jason?
Elsewhere, Gemma agonizes over her choices, but Fran is too focused on her new date to notice.
I have landed a whopper. The big guy. His name's Nero.
Wow.
He is taking me for a Chinese all-you-can-eat buffet after he logs off. And you know what an all-you-can-eat buffet is code for, don't you?
No.
A love banquet.
Right.
I love your enthusiasm, Fran, but I would rather have a Chinese food. As Gemma despairs about the situation, the boys and the models get the shots in.
Hey.
As Inca slams some Dutch courage,
Oi,
Tom
oi.
gets touchy-feely, which makes Gemma visibly uncomfortable. This is a stark contrast from her reaction to Billy touching her, and Tom should not have continued with something that she was clearly uncomfortable
Oh, you two should get a room.
And you would be happy for that? Your wife in the mucky hotel room with a more attractive man?
Ex-wife?
Oh, really? Because Gemma here is telling me that you two are the boss!
What? No.
That you're still wife and a man in the eyes of the law!
Mum, is that true? You're still married to Kermit?
Oi.
Hey, I think everybody should just calm down. I'm still married. To Selena, not Gemma.
Gemma, you will speak the truth. Are you or are you not married to Jason? What? No!
I mean, technically, I suppose we are, but I thought she knew.
If I knew! he still had the old ball and chain around his knees, we would not be engaged.
She means nothing to me.
Oh, thanks. You wanted to commit bigamy with me.
Bigamy?
How could you, Jason? Proposing to a young woman when you still have an old wife.
Oh, hey! Oh, look, if you flush the stain with cold water and a teaspoon of vinegar, you'll be fine.
Oh, now he knows how to remove a stain. Alfie decides to make problems once again.
Try this.
Hey, this is Alfie's party. I think this isn't the right place to...
Hey, I'm fine. This is good stuff.
You are right, Irish. I am a dignified person. Yama, I hope we can remain friends. Jason, you are dead to me. So I'm begging your clothes for the poor people. I'm blocking your voice, Jason.
Look, Inca,
Get away from me.
Inca, love of my life.
Oh, your
please.
family are more nuts than mine.
No, right?
Oh, no. Oh, my fault.
Gemma despairs as the consequences of her own actions play out around her. Her plan to do the right thing just made her miserable.
I'll take you. Can you make sure that Alfie gets back in one piece?
Yeah. You will, won't we, Billy? Don't worry, Mrs. Jones.
There's no need to rub it in, Amy. That's just kicking someone who's already down. Meanwhile, Inca gets to make all the drama with seemingly no concern about the consequences.
Don't do this. I love you.
A lie is a slice of evil that cuts through the ties of love.
Wow. Shakespeare or Inca, we can't tell.
I just didn't tell you the truth. I thought I could sort it out in time for the wedding.
Deceiver! I have held your family in my bosom. Have thought of Yama as my mother figure. Your children as my own. We have ended Jason. Goodbye, heart killer!
They said we need a really dramatic character, and Vera said, I got you.
Inca! Inca!
Yes, they made the character this crazy, very dramatic, and in this scene, Jason is dramatic too and really wants Inca back. He was lukewarm about the engagement to start with, but that seems to be changing now that he's lost her. Back at Gemma's house, Tom is holding everything together.
Oh, Tom, you didn't have to tidy up.
Just a light dusting. I put the cake in the fridge, washed the mugs, and found £40 down the back of the sofa.
Gemma is so thankful for his support that she gives him a kiss of her own accord.
What's that for? Not that I'm complaining.
Tom is surprised by Gemma actually initiating a kiss, which probably means he's aware of her reluctance with the other kisses.
You're a very kind man, Tom. That makes you a rare thing.
Let me put that in the bicarb soak for you. We might be able to save it.
As Tom
Dresses,
gives
no
her
guarantee.
advice with rescuing her dress, Gemma leans in for another kiss, but they get interrupted.
Mum,
Yes.
is that you?
He got into a drinking competition with Lisa and lost.
Oh, it's because she's taller than me. She's like a long straw. And because I lost, she said that we had to swap clothes instead of numbers. But don't worry, Mum. Don't worry. I kept the pants that you got.
Alfie. Okay, upstairs.
I'll give him a hand. Selena was like a teenage boy when she drank. Come on, laddie.
Careful.
Up we go.
My bottom's cold. I think I'm gonna...
Thanks for bringing him home.
That's fine. You okay?
Yes, fine. Sorry if bringing Alfie home ruined your night.
It didn't.
Really? Because it seemed like you walked the wrong person home. Unless you want to wake up next to Alfie.
It's not Alfie I want to wake up next to. It's...
And again, they get interrupted yet again.
This is all your fault.
Look, I'm sorry I told her, but I thought she knew.
Perhaps if you'd been honest from the start.
She's kicked me out. I've nowhere to go.
Well, you can't stay here.
Why not? This used to be my place of residence. And besides, I'm the father of your children. Do you want me to sleep in a dustbin?
Fine, one night.
I'll never sleep anyway. I'm too emotional.
Oh, we should go.
Oh, it's probably for the best. I'm sorry about all of this.
Billy, do you need a lift home? Or have you made other plans?
No, no plans. Home is good.
I feel so bad for Billy. felt so bad for Billy at that moment because you could tell he really wanted to stay, but Gemma hadn't given him the go-ahead and they hadn't really agreed anything. So he couldn't really enforce himself on the situation without the go-ahead from Gemma. So he left, and now as you can see, Gemma is feeling equally bad about the situation. As both of Gemma's love interests leave, she's left with the task of tucking her ex into bed and going to sleep alone.
I send the man I want away and end up with the one I don't. Silly old fool.
In episode 5, Jason is despairing on the sofa and begging Gemma to fix what he considers to be her problem. She tells him she's not going to fix his problem.
No, Jason, you're the reason why you're lying on the sofa like a giant sausage roll.
And calls the twins to get ready for their brownie camp. For those who aren't British, brownies is basically like Girl Scouts. Later, while Poppy is at brownie camp with the twins, Tom tests his culinary skills on Billy ahead of his dinner with Gemma.
Billy, sup on my raw veg, will you? Sorry? My gazpacho. Oh.
That was such a forced euphemism and not even funny. Come on, writers, no one talks like that.
I'll do my best.
It's a cold tomato-based soup originating from the southern regions of Andalusia.
You know, I'm just not a soupy kind of guy. You know, anything liquidy as a main meal just kind of creeps my taste buds out. But I'm sure Gemma will love it.
Well, I haven't settled on a final menu yet, so... Yeah. Can I have these? A little piece of heaven in a ramekin.
You want me to take a souffle on the bus?
Oh, yes.
While Billy takes his souffle to work, Alfie spends his workday flirting with women.
You should do salads, you know. I have an irritable bowel.
Oh. I bet you don't have an irritable bowel.
No. Can I have a cheese and pickle baguette, chicken pine nut wrap, and some crisps?
Light style. Certainly no bowel issues there.
No. My bowels are fine, thanks.
There's a little something extra in the cheese and pickle baguette.
Later, Gemma arrives at Inca's salon to try and make her see sense.
Inca, yes, I'm going to dinner at Tom's tonight.
Tom is a snatch.
Catch.
Yes, although the term snack for a good-looking person had already been a thing for 3 years at this point, the writers clearly didn't know about it, which makes this scene pretty ironic. A line that's meant to show us Inca's poor use of English, and she was actually correct.
Go behind screen and slipping off clothes. There are paper pens in there for your safety.
Thanks. So how are you, Inca?
Did Jason send you?
No, I didn't tell him I was coming. He misses you.
My heart is stone, Gemma. Please, onto the couch. You want to wax while you're here?
No, thanks.
Probably a mistake.
Oh, well, it's just friends having dinner. No funny business.
You're burying your head in a suit.
Maybe. What about you? Aren't you burying your head in a... Ow! Tension balls. Oh, Inca, the thing is, you and Jason are just so totally made for each other.
I think so too. He was the deep-fried fish to my organic parsnip chips, the high cholesterol salt to my filtered balsamic vinegar. Basically, Gemma, he was the pink to my pong. But now I have thrust forward with my life. I have joined husbandhunter.co.uk. Inca, he has broken a hope of trust. Oh, Inca! What?
Yeah. You're hurting me.
Sorry, I forget you're frail.
Massage done correctly and by someone who takes their training seriously should not hurt this much, so again, this might be me overthinking things, but it does seem a bit inconsistent to her character.
Turn.
They're now clearly going for the stern trope or the like harsh trope in Inca's character, which is weird because that seems like a real Eastern European stereotype to me, especially an Eastern European or Polish woman stereotype. Swedes are usually stereotyped as more shy and non-confrontational, which we all know Inca is not. So This is again backing up my thinking that they threw random stereotypes together to make her character.
You see this?
No.
This is a white platinum engagement ring that I'm imagining Jason gave me. It is having a prong set with a round, brilliant diamond solitaire embraced by a sparkling micropavate halo setting. Give him the ring back.
Oh, I'm not sure I know how to give back oh.
After that moment of weirdness, we go back to some more strange foreign lady sternness.
It is fine. I have a date tonight at the bar with businessman Terry Tompkinson, 44, from Northwood Hills.
Oh, no, Inca, don't. Come round to mine and see Jason.
Jason who? Lie.
Next, we have a montage of Tom and Jason both doing their thing. Tom is meticulously preparing a fancy dinner for Gemma, and Jason is lying on Gemma's couch, slobbing out. I don't always like montages, but this one shows the contrast between the two men in quite a fun way. I just like it. I think it shows their characters quite well.
I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor family.
I'm not listening to that. Oh, now.
Go, little eye, little eye, will not. No, it will not let you go.
I went to see Inca today, and she gave me back her imaginary engagement ring. It's over. She's even going on a date tonight.
She moves fast.
Jason thinks she's going to take him back.
Yeah, well, he would. You've got to tell him.
I know. I need moral support.
I've got plans.
Alfie?
Fine.
Come on.
What?
Not only is Gemma talking over the best part of the song, she's also about to say something that will make it
There's
all
no easy way to
worse.
say this, so I'm just going to blurt it out. I went to see Inca today, and she said to give you this back. I'm sorry.
What's she giving back?
It's the imaginary engagement ring you never bought her.
She's being dramatic. She'll have me back.
Jason, she's moving on. She's going on a date tonight.
Doing what?
She's going on a date.
With who?
Businessman Terry someone. It's not the point.
Well, I'm going down there.
No.
No, I'm going to give that bloke a jolly good shoeing. Shoeing? She's a fragile, rare butterfly. She needs protecting, otherwise she'll just end up on some rich geezer's wall with a pin stuck through her torso. I've never loved anyone the way I love her. Never. I'm going down there.
No, Jason, no! You're only going to make things worse. There's no way she'll take you back if you go down there all guns blazing. Is there, Alfie?
What? Oh, no.
Say something.
Yes.
What?
Well, yeah, okay, Mum's right. You'll end up looking more of a plank than you do in that little slanket thingy.
Gemma convinces Jason to stay away on the condition that someone else will watch over Inca. Alfie is busy as he has a date with the girl he gave his number to at the van. So Gemma hesitantly offers Billy's services as he will be working at the bar anyway.
Oh, good. You're here. Look, sorry, but I haven't got time for the whole flirty thing you do.
Flirty thing?
Yes, you say stuff to me and I get all hot and flustered, and then I'm not sure if it's attraction or the menopause. Anyway, I haven't got time for that. I need to get to the point.
She's funny. She's funny.
Oh, thank you.
So, you wanted us to get down to business?
Oh, yes. No, it's not about us. Look, I need you to do a little bit of spying. Well, not spying exactly, more keeping an eye on.
So you want to hire me as a detective?
Well, not hire you so much, more ask you to as a favour.
Ah, free detective work. You know, I don't normally keep an eye on people for nothing. Is it Alfie? Is he wearing women's clothes again?
What? No, it's Inca. She's coming down here to meet businessman Terry someone for a date. Does Alfie wear women's clothes?
Girl, did you forget? Did you not remember?
Ow. Listen, I've had to practically sedate Jason with bacon sandwiches to stop him from coming down here and making a scene.
Well, maybe he should do. Show Inca how he feels. Stop pretending that there isn't anything.
Is this about us again?
Definitely not. This is spy business. Would you stop bringing it around to us all the time? Ow! Is that how you treat all your employees?
I love that little physical interaction there that shows that there's still chemistry between them. As we know, there isn't really chemistry between her and Tom. But they show, rather than tell, that there is a good chemistry between her and Billy, and their relationship's sort of grown a bit.
Oh, just stop it. This is serious. Jason comes down here and starts getting all macho. It's going to make things a lot worse than they are already.
Okay, understood. So you'd like me to keep an eye on Inca and report back to you?
Yes.
Do we have code names?
I'm serious. You text me and let me know what's going on.
Should I intercept if our client is in danger?
Well, yes, obviously.
You want me to put my life on the line for you, then?
No, you... Stop it. I'm going.
Billy, you know exactly what you're doing.
I would. Yeah, so would I.
I really like their playful interactions here, especially the little physical interactions like that. They're a good bit of subtly showing us that their relationship has developed, that it's developed more and got more comfortable. They have a really natural chemistry with each other. Gemma's kind of flustered awkwardness doesn't feel forced anymore, and it's a lot more believable characterization in a lot of the earlier scenes.
Yes, I expect you're wondering why I shouted poo.
Meanwhile, Tom is waiting eagerly for his date to arrive, unaware that she is spending her time sleuthing instead. Meanwhile, Alfie is also waiting for his date.
All right. All right. I'm just waiting for someone.
Yeah, me. You put your number in my baguette, so here I am.
No, I put my number in cheese and pickle girl's baguette.
No, she was the chicken and pina. I'm the cheese and pickles.
Oh. Well, this is awkward.
Only if you're not gay.
Not gay.
So yes, it's a bit awkward.
While Alfie deals with that mix-up, Gemma finally arrives for her date. Unfortunately, as she can't trust Jason to be left alone, she has him in tow.
Jason?
Yes, that's the thing. Jason.
Just parking. Right, Tom.
Jason's had a bit of bad news. Inca's on a date.
And I want to go down there and batter the man, but Gemma won't let me.
Sorry, Tom, I just couldn't leave him on his own. It's all been a bit last minute.
I had plenty for three. You're doing the grown-up thing, Jason.
For all Tom's issues, and he does have issues, he's actually able to be very sensible sometimes, and he does become a bit of a good role model for Jason.
No, I can't do it. I'm not grown up. I'm going down
No,
there.
Jason, be sensible. Now, Billy's there, and he's going to be keeping an eye on things.
Oh, well, that's all right, then. It's much better this way, Jason. Yeah, I made a terrible fool of myself when Selina moved in with Imran. I exploded at the Asda meat counter, hurling a salami at him. Wait it out and go and speak to her tomorrow, calmly and with dignity.
I'm so sorry about all of this.
We've all got baggage, Gemma.
Yeah, well, I brought mine with me. Literally.
Can I take your coat, Gemma? And, Jason, your, blankety thing.
Back at the bar, Alfie makes the most of the mix-up by bringing his date in for a pint. I think this speaks really well to Alfie's personality, that he just becomes mates with the guy and takes him for a drink anyway. He can be quite a dick, and, you know, he's been a bit of a dick in the past, but I think this shows that he can actually be a really nice person. And this does develop further after that scene as well, so it's consistent.
Billy, a couple of pints for me and my date, cheese and pickle.
Don't ask.
Billy seems only mildly surprised by the situation, and all in all, it's a pretty sweet scene.
Did Mum ask you to spy on Inca?
Yeah, she wants me to make notes and update her. Very James Bond.
The date seems to like Billy.
Quiz machine?
Sure, why not?
Over at Tom's, Tom has an unexpected date situation to deal with. He makes the best of it by sharing his wine with Gemma and Jason.
Damn it, I like it.
See, I really do like it when Tom's nice like this. It's just a shame about all the other stuff. Meanwhile, as Alfie enjoys his date, in inverted commas, Inca walks in looking for hers.
Brought you word.
Let's see. 30.
What? No, hang on.
Inca, you look lovely.
I know.
I love
It's
her.
hard for me to be doing this dress up now that I am alone.
I'd be happy to help you with your zip.
There is no zip. It's like sausage skin. I did lots of writhing and wriggling on the bed.
I love this bar.
I assume that's not
What
pig
can I get
sausage,
you?
Inca.
Scotch in the rocks.
Allow me.
Are you my blind date?
No. But I could be.
I'm thinking not. Not exfoliating facial.
There you go.
While Inca gracefully bodies the locals, Jason tucks into some fine cuisine.
Starters of fresh sardines. Naples style. Drizzled with a garlic and white wine vinaigrette. And the homemade bread on the table is made by Poppy's own fair hand.
This kid makes bread. Our kids make bread.
Oh, no, mate, no. Gemma doesn't eat anything with eyes, do you, love?
It's fine. It's fine, I do now.
Really? What, dead googly eyes staring at you?
Stop it, Jason.
While Jason makes it awkward, Tom can't resist bringing up his ex-wife. Again.
No, it's fine, I can do it.
Selina, Poppy and I went on a cooking course in Naples on our last holiday together. It was wonderful.
My last holiday with Inca was 5 days on a barge in the Norfolk Broads. Inca turned some heads. She was like a Scandinavian ice queen gliding that barge down those canals. She never let me drive.
Inca's dom energy strikes again.
I have to go to her.
No, Jason, you can't. Billy texted, she's not even there yet.
How about I pop open some parsnip champagne?
Gemma switches plates with Jason to make it look like she ate the fish.
Potent combination.
Oh. That was lovely, Tom. Thank you. Fill up.
They pack a nutritional punch.
That's someone I'd like to punch.
You let them go, and if they come back to you, then it was meant to be.
Your wife never came back from Imran.
Oh, Jason, don't be rude.
He's so honest.
Maybe we should go.
No, don't be silly. Jason's right. She didn't. It wasn't meant to be. Let's get the next course ready. Fresh pasta. Please help yourselves to the olives.
What?
Behave.
I am.
Oh.
Back at the bar, Billy makes conversation with Inca.
So, nervous about your date?
Not so much. I have had many dates. Always ask me on a second date and always I'm saying no.
Ah, but you went on a second date with Jason.
Yes, that's because on the first date he was forgetting his purse, so I paid. So we had to have second dates so he could be reimbursing me back.
I see.
We are Europeans, you and I. Foreigners getting mixed up with the English with their tiny, scared hearts.
So true.
It is pain-making.
Yeah, but real love is worth the pain, isn't it? I mean, having your heart ripped out is part of knowing you're alive.
But you can't live without your heart, Irish.
She still hasn't learned his name.
If you keep it to yourself, either.
I am wanting to show my love, to yodel it from the mountains. But men's in this country, they just cannot do this.
This is another piece of dramatic irony. Inca believes that Jason can't shout his love from the mountains because of a British stiff upper lip. In reality, Jason is desperate to come over and shout his love and make a scene, but Gemma and Tom are stopping him. Jason is actually a lot more in tune with Inca's character than first thought.
Where is Jason now that I'm to see another man? I can tell you, eating pig at Yema's.
In a turn that surprises probably no one, Jason turning up and making a scene is actually not what would ruin things for Inca, it's how she wants him to express his love. Inca is a dramatic person and she needs another dramatic person to be with. Despite their differences, Jason and Inca are actually perfect for each other.
Eating pig at Yema's. No, thank you. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm sure you have thought all your Easters have come at once upon seeing me, but have just realized, businessman Terry Tompkinson, age 44 from Northwood Hills, that I'm very much in love with Jason.
Then Jason is an incredibly lucky man.
Yes, he is. You're most astute.
I love her.
Here's my card. If you ever change your mind.
No, thank you.
Oh, poor Terry Tompkinson. He seemed like a nice guy.
So what was wrong with him?
Yes, I know. He had great hairs and fashions, but he just wasn't being Jason.
I think you should take her home. Oh, sure. Yeah, of course. Of course. But before we go, does anyone know the name of Sherlock Holmes' housekeeper?
Mrs. Hudson.
Be Mrs. Hudson!
Right it!
Yes! Oh. So, despite all her quirks and difficulties, Inca does truly love Jason, and it seems he loves her too. It seems the breakup actually helped to bring them closer together. Meanwhile, Jason is drunkenly bonding with Tom when Billy sends the update to Gemma.
Amazing.
Thank you, Jason.
If I was a woman, I'd marry you. Wouldn't you, James? Gem, You seen this?
Yes, wonderful.
Oh, you got it all going, Tom, haven't you? Huh? Nice house, nice car. You can cook. You're okay looking.
Thanks.
I used to think you were a bit of a nut.
Oh! Text.
Is it Billy? What does he say? How's Inga gone on the date?
He says that Inca is at the bar and she seems sad.
She's missing me.
And that the guy arrived. Oh, and he was very good looking.
No, I'm going down there.
No, wait. He says Inca turned him away.
Oh, she still loves me.
Or maybe he had bad breath.
What else does he say?
Billy says, I want to...
He wants to what? Gemma?
Yes.
Are you all right, Gemma?
Yes, I'm just a bit hot.
Well, there is a gentle afterkick of fresh chilli from the linguine. It can take you by surprise.
It certainly can. May I use your bathroom?
Of course, upstairs. First door on the left.
I don't know what the end of that sentence was, but I know it wasn't clean.
Right!
While Jason moves on to the wine, Gemma hides from the awkwardness in the bathroom. Meanwhile, Alfie drops Inca home.
For giving me the rights home.
You're welcome. You know he's all right, really.
Who?
Jason.
He's liar and painmaker with the eyes of the beaver.
Agreed. But he, you know, when he split up with Mum, he didn't have to help out with me, and he did.
Go on.
He always showed up for school stuff, and, well, you know, even though he's a clown and a muppet, he's kind of all right.
It's good to see that Alfie comes through in a time of crisis. Despite his issues, he realises when to do the right thing.
But if you tell him I said that, I will deny it.
Okay. I'll keep it under my socks.
Inca comes across as very down-to-earth in this conversation. This and the scene at the bar, they both suggest that she's matured since being away from Jason. The next part here has some Oscar-worthy acting from Vera.
He loves you, you know?
I know. But I'm not so sure it's enough.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal, Vera. Brilliant.
Hang on. Your phone number is in all these baguettes.
Nothing like hedging your bets, hey, Alfie? Jason and Tom, who are now closer than ever, get into some drunk dialing. Meanwhile, Gemma mulls things over in the bathroom.
Don't know where.
I shouldn't even be looking at you, Billy's toothbrush. I should be looking at you, Tom's. All strong and stylish and professional, with 3 speeds. What do you have?
I'm not sure this is a good idea.
You are primed. You know what to say.
Yo, Selena. Yeah, shut it, sweet cheeks, if you know what's good for you. One thing. Your bum does look big, bit big, in jeans. Not so much the black ones, but... Yeah, so anyway, get over yourself.
I don't know why white people in the 90s and 2000s are so obsessed with women's butts being too big, but I'm sure that was over by 2012. I do feel like these writers are a bit old-fashioned and don't really know what's going on at the time. Anyway, seeing Tom acting like Jason is hilarious, and it makes me laugh. But that's not what we're here for, so let's keep going.
I'm going to be in so much trouble.
You still love her, don't you?
No.
We need to stop meeting in bathrooms.
Which would mean meeting in places where other people would see us.
Yeah.
Which would mean telling people.
Oh.
Yodeling it from the mount.
Well, maybe we could just
Squeak it first.
I can't keep doing this without telling Alfie. It's just not fair.
Gemma!
Unfortunately, as always, this moment is short-lived.
Open the door.
Oh no. Wait, not now, Jason!
Yes, now, it's urgent. I'm coming in.
Oh, that's... Oh, Jason.
It's the bird's wine. Oh, my tummy.
No, I think it's the sardines are peaking. Gemma, I think you should go. I don't want you to see us like this.
No, make us stay. I need a wet compress.
No!
I just want to get a flannel.
No, I'll get it. I like to nurse people. It's what makes me feel whole.
I think you should leave Jason here.
I'm not so sure I should.
It is my fault. I undercooked the sardines. We'll get through this together.
Right, well, I guess you're right. Okay.
As if this situation wasn't bad enough for Billy, it's about to get worse.
Oh, my God. The squid.
Oh, okay, I'll do some greasy. I'll put some towels on public bed for you. Come on.
Oh, dear.
Poor Billy. In this next scene, we continue to see a softer side to Inca, confirming the fact that the breakup has made her more romantic.
Where is the spring and the summer? Where did it go? I just don't know. But still, my love for you will live forever.
Although her characterization was a bit sketchy in some of the earlier episodes, especially episode 2 when they went to the parents' evening, her character progression is pretty consistent. In these final episodes, she does seem to consistently be a bit more mature and a bit more understanding and a bit more romantic than before the breakup. So I quite like how they sort of added that to her character.
I'm in love with Billy. Don't judge me.
I won't.
You're not Fran.
So it seems Inca, Gemma and Alfie were not the only ones that had dates that evening.
Where's Fran?
Gemma, what are you doing here? Are you okay?
She's in love with Billy.
Oh, hang on. Billy?
Yeah.
Not Tom.
No.
Well, but Billy, well, then again, he is so...
She doesn't want you to judge.
Well, then she shouldn't tell me. That's what friends do,
I
judge.
love this bouncer character. I think he's really funny in a really dry way.
Right, well, I'll leave you two to it. Well, not it. Well, probably it.
No, come in. Billy.
Judging.
And I love how he and
just
Fran
saying.
sort of welcome Gemma in and help her. I think that was like a really wholesome end to the episode. And you do see more of him in the next episode, this bouncer character. He's really funny. Like I say, in quite a dry way. And I think that was quite a wholesome end to episode 5. Final episode of Me and Mrs. Jones. In episode 6, Jason is practicing how he'll propose to Inca.
And to Gemma. But just to be clear, I loved her a lot less when I asked her.
Sorry, you do realise I'm standing right here when you say that?
But Gemma just really wants him out of her house.
We've got to get Jason out of here. It's like we're married again. We've got to get Inca to say yes to his proposal. Do you want to listen to him singing Angels every morning for the rest of your life? And when I'm lying in my bed, thoughts running through my head, and I feel like love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. And through it all...
Fine! Have a go on me.
I'm not proposing to you.
Oh, well, tough, because I'm sick of saying no to you.
Fine.
Jason, you want to be speaking to me?
Oh, that is eerie.
Okay. Inca, I like you.
You like me? Oh, a big bloody deal. You like eating the sausages made from the hooves and the lip. Oh, for...
Billy comes over and gets roped into the situation and ends up having to demonstrate how he would propose to a woman. And then we get this lovely scene.
I don't know, I haven't given it much thought.
Oh, come on, laughing boy. Give us what you've got.
Oh, Jason, he doesn't have to. I mean, you really don't have to.
Come on, Billy. Please.
Okay,
Come on, please.
Probably something like... You come to love not by finding the perfect person, but by seeing an imperfect person perfectly.
Oh.
You are my imperfect person, and I see you perfectly.
Oh.
I do.
I was so wet, man. Right. Taking the van, helping Billy move. Right, see ya.
I wish you would fall in love with me instead.
What are you up to? What you doing?
Well, Billy's got a new flat above the bar. It goes with the chef's job.
Billy's a chef.
Oh, yeah. I guess he must be. Laters!
More dramatic irony happens later when Billy and Alfie drive to Alfie's new job.
Was he crying a bit?
What can I say? I leave an impression.
Yeah, a big girl's one. So you actually a chef?
Yes.
Meanwhile, Gemma takes the twins round to Inca's house to convince her to come to the barbecue so she can get back together with Jason and Gemma can be rid of him once and for all.
Girls, don't be afeard. It is Inca in green coffee body wrap.
She looked like a sea monster. Can you come to ours for our barbecue today?
I'm thinking no. I'm being vegetarian.
Could they not have laid on some veggie sausages at all? I feel like whoever wrote this really had it in for vegetarians, for vegetarianism, and wanted to portray it as like the worst thing in the world, and you can't have nice things. In reality, vegetarians can absolutely have yummy things and go to barbecues.
Please. Oh, girls, don't do the sad frowns. Your face is a map of your life. Look at your mother's face. What a journey.
Moments like that are another example of how me and Mrs. Jones demonises hyperfemininity. The beauty queen has to put us girls down like this, otherwise we don't have a good enough reason to hate her. In reality, beauty queen types like Inca and the models can be just as kind as anyone else and can have just as many insecurities.
Oh, will Jason be being there?
No. Yes.
They miss you so much.
Of course they do. I'm like a mother to them. It's okay, little ones. Of course Inca will come.
So, as you can see, this is more jokes about beauty workers being shallow, superficial, and weird. As much as it's kind of offensive, it's also super overplayed by now, and I do wish they would get some more original jokes. Meanwhile, at Tom's house, Jason is preparing for the big proposal, which prompts Tom to start talking again about his ex-wife. Once again letting us know that he's not over her.
I proposed to Selena in Montana. We were on an authentic cattle ranch vacation. Oh, she was on a high, having just lassoed a frisky bullock.
Have you heard from her since we made the drunken booty message call?
Tom starts to come to this realisation, but then Jason instantly throws a spanner in the works.
I'm having doubts about Gemma.
Is it her elbows? Because they used to really creep me out.
What? No.
Is it because she looks like an angry squirrel when she sleeps?
We haven't gone that far. No, it's just that I'm not sure I'm fully over Selena. And it's not fair on Gemma.
Mini break!
What?
Take Gemma on a mini break! Spend some time together! I wasn't sure about Inca until we cruised the Norfolk Broads and I saw her in a bikini. Nothing wrong with her elbows.
This is an example of when the situation almost gets resolved, but then they add more conflict to keep it interesting. This does a good job of frustrating the audience and keeping them gripped. We then cut to the barbecue. Fran and the bouncer, whose name is Nero, have arrived as a couple, mistakenly wearing fancy
Why are
dress.
you all in costume?
And Flynn said it was fancy dress.
Oh, well, it's not.
Flynn?
All right, mate. Where's your magic carpet? Left it at home? Sensible move. Wouldn't want to drink and fly.
I don't drink.
Nice threads, by the way. You're the bouncer, right? Yeah. A lot of people say I've got the build to do that. Let me give you a hand with the... Thank you.
While Jason flexes his muscles, the women gossip indoors.
You've got time to go home and change, you know.
Why? I've got the body to rock this look.
Not if you eat all that, you haven't. I'm going to dip the strawberries in the chocolate.
I dipped a bit of Nero in chocolate last night. Used him like a human fondue.
I thought this was meant to be a family show.
You're insatiable.
Says she, with 2 men on the go.
I haven't got 2 men on the go.
Billy, 2 men on the go? Oh, God. I have got 2 men on the go.
Gemma is clearly not the sharpest tool in the shed, although I do wish she would learn to say no to Tom when she clearly isn't interested.
All moved, are we? Yep. Just pop back to give you these and say thank you.
Oh. Oh, I say. That is a blockbuster of a wine, thanks. You know, I'm going to miss our man moments.
Well, you know where I'll be. And your first meal is on the house.
To think all this time I've had a professional chef under my roof. If I'd known, we could have spent our evenings devouring Rick Stein and Nigel Slater.
I'm sorry to have missed that.
Tom and Billy obviously get on really well, although I do think Billy is able to get on with everyone. He seems to have that kind of gift, even Inca. But it's kind of nice to see how well they've bonded. However, as we know, it's about to get a lot more awkward.
I'm just booking a mini break for Gemma and I. Gonna surprise her.
Wow.
A yurt in the Lake District.
A yurt?
A portable bent wood frame dwelling structure traditionally inhabited by Turkic nomads.
So like a big tent.
You don't think it'll scare her off? Well, she is easily scared off. You know, skittish. What do you think?
I think if you truly like her and she truly likes you, it doesn't matter where you are.
Some very carefully worded advice from Billy there, as he obviously knows that Gemma isn't into Tom. However, Tom has never questioned Gemma's feelings for him, so that nuance falls on deaf ears.
A yurt it is.
While Jason makes awkward small talk with Nero, Gemma makes an attempt at baking.
Oh, no.
Oh.
The latch was on the snip.
Tom, puppy. Billy, lovely to see you. All.
You have chocolate all over your face? All over your kitchen.
Yes, I like to get mucky.
Tidy house indicates a tidy mind. So your mind must be very mucky.
If this man doesn't rein in his child, I swear to God.
Poppy's studying Freud.
The father of psychoanalysis.
Oh, clever old Poppy.
They also understand sarcasm.
Shut the fuck
I'll
up.
head out and find your daughters. Come on, Billy.
Oh. Bye.
So Gemma finally got to the conversation that's been overdue for the entire series, telling Tom she's not interested.
Nice lad. Very mature. Beyond his years, wouldn't you say?
Yes, Tom, I'm glad I got you alone for a moment. I just wanted to say about the, well, you and me, whatever it is. It's just that I'm not sure that whatever it is working.
Yurt.
What?
Yurt. It's a portable, bent wood-framed dwelling structure.
Yes, I know what it is. I just wondered why you shouted it.
You and me. In a yurt. In the Lake District. It's 5-star.
Oh, right. Well, that sounds lovely, but...
I know you think we're better off as friends.
He knows. He knows. He knows Gemma is not into him, and from what I've seen, there's evidence to show that he has known from the beginning. Tom is clearly not someone who cares about a woman's right to say no, and he's been shown from the start to disregard Gemma's objections. Tom now admits he's aware of Gemma's doubts and isn't as oblivious to them as he makes out. It's very possible that he's known the whole time and uses his nice guy dad persona to get away with his behaviour.
And to be honest, Gemma, I'm having doubts too.
Oh, right.
Wait, look, I'm the kind of man who brings hygienic gloves to a barbecue to handle raw meat. And you're a woman who, I doubt, bleach the surface before buttering those rolls.
Well, no.
But maybe there is something. And perhaps if we got away from all the distractions of kids and exes and unsterilised surfaces.
Yeah,
I know what you're going to say.
I know what you're going to say.
Jason's already agreed to have the twins.
Yeah, that's not actually what I was...
This woman is now trying her absolute hardest to say no to this man, and he just isn't having it. It's genuinely sad how commonplace this is. In general, men seem to take a woman's no a lot less seriously than a man's. They have a lot less respect for it. And pretty much every woman has some experience of that. I wish the show wouldn't do so much to normalise that as nice guy behaviour.
That's not actually what I was going to...
It's booked. It's up to you if you want to join me. No pressure. Just think about it. Great. Let me at that barbecue.
Then he exits, leaving a very distressed Gemma, who still hasn't managed to successfully curve him. While Nero is having a busman's holiday, Gemma breaks the news to Fran.
Yurt. Sorry? Yeah, that's what I said. Tom's asked me to go away with him to a 5-star yurt in the Lake District.
Blimey, posh. Horny old Tom.
Yes, horny old Tom. Because if you think about it, going on holiday together and staying in a yurt together implies more than just a bit of hand-holding and arm drawing on is expected. And that makes Tom forcing this holiday on Gemma seem a lot more sinister. And logically, if a guy really has no qualms about pressuring a woman into dates, kisses, and even holidays, sadly, there is a chance he might pressure her into other things as well.
Wow, hot tub. I was trying to end it with him. Don't end it. There is bar treatment.
Always with the priorities, Fran.
I'm hardly going to whisk you off to a 5-star. Oh, God. There's a butler. You're not the sort of woman to have an affair with a younger man. I am. I can be wild. Really? I can be dangerous. I kissed a woman. Please, we've all done that. If you'd made love to a woman.
I should have known Fran was a bit spicy. Meanwhile, Billy gets some sage advice from an unlikely source.
All right, Billy.
All right.
Alfie's going for a record.
See him with a chance?
Guinness World Record for continuous bouncing on a trampoline was 53 days of jumping between 6 people.
So no, then. Hey, can you grant wishes? Because I could do with one.
I don't think you need wishes to make your dreams come true.
I think I do.
There are 3 wishes a genie, or a jinn, as it is known in Arabian and Muslim mythology, cannot grant. Bringing someone back to life, making someone die, or making someone fall in love with you.
Wow. You've done your character research.
Aladdin is a very good film.
I love him.
It's a shame about the wish thing, though.
Would you really want to make someone fall in love with you? Isn't it better to have them fall in love of their own accord?
You, sir, are a very wise man.
I am. But I do also happen to be going out with Gemma's best friend.
While Jason and Tom struggle with the barbecue, Gemma and Billy finally have another one of those heart-to-hearts.
I'm a wild woman, aren't I?
You look pretty crazy sat there with a plate of sausages. And Tom tells me he's taken you away. That sounds kind of wild.
Well, yes, a yurt. 5-star camping.
Not sure if I can compete with that. Although I do have vouchers for a buy one get one free meal at the local pizza place.
This guy's forgetting he's
Or
a chef.
we could dine at 27A the High Street. That's my flat. But it has a roof garden and a chair.
Just the one?
Well, I'm saving up for the whole set.
Oh.
We could have a picnic amongst the chimney pots.
Oh, I don't really do picnics since I got stung on the... well, never mind.
Bottle of cava. Some cheese and onion crisps. And the romantic sounds of the 142 night bus going past.
Get someone who looks at you like that. Unfortunately, this conversation is short-lived.
Gemma! Gemma! Oh. Jason's on fire.
What?
Fire! Fire!
Just take the glove off. Take the glove off, mate.
Jason, I'm coming.
Lame!
Thanks, Alfie.
Everything's okay. I'm fine. And, the ring's fine.
The Spanish leather got a bit serious. I'm sorry, mate.
Oh, Jason, for goodness sake.
The barbecue tonight, though, didn't I?
Well, technically, I...
That's all right, girls, all right.
Oh, it's all right, girl.
Dad!
Just a minute, love. I want to get the burgers on.
No, Dad, she's
In
here.
a minute, love.
But, Dad, she's here.
And on that note, this storyline reaches its climax.
Oh, yes.
She's like the wind through my tree.
Inca Dolph Adelson.
Of course, they made her middle and last name essentially Adolf.
When I experience your love, I'm speechless.
Jason, I...
No, please, wait, I haven't finished. I have to do Gris Maya Meg.
What? Will I eat pig with you?
Alfie. Inca, I am your unicorn. Grip firmly to my sturdy horn and I will take you on such a magical journey. Let's picnic amongst the stars.
I love how he's just as dramatic as she is.
Marry me.
Mood.
Yes, Jason. I will.
Oh. So, Inca finally got her romantic proposal. Jason actually wants the proposal this time, so it's a much more positive moment than the previous mess of an engagement. Inca's behaviour was also a lot more demure than we've seen her, and she wore the dress that she wore to the date, but she put a white garment on it. She made her clothing a lot more demure. Her behaviour was more demure overall, and I think that's meant to show us that she has in fact matured since the breakup with Jason. She's actually realised what really matters in life since being away from him. But of course, all that aside, she is still the same old Inca. Oh, Inca.
Right, that's awkward. Let's eat.
Gemma's saying what everyone's thinking. While Jason and Inca's love story wraps up, Gemma's is still not concluded, and that's not about to get resolved just yet.
Sorry to murder the moment, but I'm here to collect Poppy.
Mummy!
Hello, darling. Now go and get your bags. Imran's double parked the Lexus. Tom. A word.
$301.
So, I got your voicemail. Very Al Pacino. Shut it, sweet cheeks. Your bum does look big in jeans. I mean... Does it?
I'm over you.
You want to kiss me right now, don't you?
No. I'm taking Gemma to the Lake District.
Don't tell me. The yurt. You're so predictable, Tom.
This is the part where I would have just broke it off with him, but Gemma, unfortunately, does not have as much sense.
Ah, there you are. Tom. You better back off, tall lady. I know your game. Well, you can't have him back. He's mine now, every solid inch of him.
Bit of super friendly advice, Jenna?
Oh, with Gemma.
Oh, is it? This isn't just any old camping. It's glamp yurting. The clientele ooze glamour. You might want to treat yourself to a new wardrobe.
Oh. You might want to treat yourself to some new things too.
I would much rather take someone with a warm heart who's a bit on the scruffy side than a wooden-hearted designer clothes horse.
Well, you have your wish then, don't you?
Yes, he does have his wish, thank you. And I have mine, too.
Oh.
Poppy!
Tom. Gemma? Gemma.
Wow. She is.
Impressive.
I was going to say horrible.
Gemma, thank you for saying those things.
Oh.
I know you didn't really mean it in that way, but thanks. Thanks for being a friend.
This actually seems like a moment of Tom finally backing down and agreeing to let Gemma go, as he uses the word friend. It seems like a really nice moment, but unfortunately that doesn't last.
So, you can come away with me then.
And that's it, the moment that Gemma shows feelings for Tom. Throughout all of his pestering and pushing for dates, none of it worked, because forcing feelings never works. The only thing that made her like him was when he treated her like a human being and a friend. That's, I think, a really important message for the show, and it's a good message to bring, but unfortunately it doesn't sort things out with Billy. In the next scene, Billy comes looking for Gemma, and Gemma panics and hides in the bed as the titular song plays on a radio or something. Billy finds her and approaches her.
Feeling a bit tired, are we?
It's not our catch 5 minutes piece.
You weren't hiding from me then, no?
No. Well, maybe a little bit.
So, what's it to be, Mrs. Jones? A yurt? Or a picnic under the stars? And I'll see if I can find a sausage roll and a second chair.
Mom! When one of the kids comes looking for Gemma, she hides Billy in the bed. This is where we have a lovely heart-to-heart scene. Yes, there are a lot of these in the show.
She's not up here.
They're gone. What am I doing hiding from my family?
Then let's stop hiding from them.
Why do you even want me?
I think it's because you remind me of my mother.
I can't. Don't get me wrong, I like a sausage roll. I mean, I really like a sausage roll, but it gives me terrible indigestion and...
The Scotch eggs. I can make them.
Impressive. But I can't. It'll upset too many people.
Well, I can make them Scotch eggs some other time.
I'm just not that sort of woman.
I don't want that sort of woman. I want you.
Oh.
And I want everyone to know it.
Oh, Billy.
So I'll be waiting on my blanket with my Scotch eggs.
How can you say no to him?
I'm going to need to get out from under this quilt because I'm either going to pass out or kiss you.
Oh. Brilliant acting from both of them, very gripping. Especially Robert, he has the charisma and the charm to play this kind of character. Honestly, if I was Gemma, I would have jumped him by now, but she's a lot more restrained.
Starlit picnic. Yurt. Scotch eggs. Organic beef Wellington with a selection of locally sourced vegetables. Oh, nice.
Yemma? Yemma? Alfred's arm is suspected snapped. What?
Tom's carried him out to the knobmobile.
Oh, God! Tom is super strong, like the Hunk.
The Hulk.
I hope he will be free of the cast for the wedding.
But dramatic queen. As Gemma waits for Alfie to return and mulls over her options, Billy waits for Gemma on his balcony, patiently waiting for her to arrive.
How's the wounded soldier?
Yeah, they're putting his cast on. He'll be out in a minute.
Oh, good.
So you better get going.
What? The mini break, Tom.
As much as I love Fran, I do wish
No,
he
I
would shut up
can't.
sometimes.
Alfie's 23. We'll take him home.
No, I can't. I'm
chicken.
What?
You, a big clucking chicken.
No, I'm not. It's just
I packed your wellies and some choice outfits. I thought you were wild. Wild or mild?
Mildly wild.
Mildly wild.
Oh, I don't think it's going to rain. I did. Oh. God, not that sort. Okay. Oh God, I'm not. No.
Get out of here. Go. Faster. Oh, run a bit for God's sake.
I think Gemma really needs friends that listen to her. I think Billy's probably the only one who listens to her. Fran doesn't really think about Gemma's feelings. She just pushes her into things, as we can see. She pushes her into things, and I think Gemma needs friends that don't do that.
Go bed that man, you wild woman.
PMT. Poncho, money, tickets. Hi, this is Tom on Poppy's phone. You know how to do this? After the beep, leave a message.
Tom, it's Selena. I wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, I feel like Tom having a picture of his ex-wife next to the phone probably isn't a good sign. As Billy waits for Gemma, Gemma sits at a crossroads. A literal crossroads.
Okay, so this is it. Throwing caution to the wind, turning right for Tom and the yurt. This is what you want. Yeah, this is what you want, lady. My heart says Billy. I should follow my heart. Go left. Our heart knows what it wants. I do like a Scotch egg, I do. Apparently I don't. Oh. Oh, yes, all right. I'm making an important decision here. Head. Heart. Head. Heart.
It had to be you.
That is how the series ends. That's it. There's no more. It was left on a cliffhanger that was meant to be resolved in season 2, and as I said, it was then cancelled and they never made a season 2. I think it's pretty obvious who she chooses. It's about Gemma and Billy. It's probably obvious that she followed her heart rather than her head and wallet and went with Billy, but officially it was never confirmed. So, in conclusion, overall, it's not a bad show in my opinion. It definitely has its good moments, it has humour and gripping drama, it has some awesome and funny characters. It's generally quite heartfelt and sweet. But unfortunately the issues with misogyny, double standards, consent and xenophobia are quite present. If you can look over those things and just enjoy the antics, I do recommend it as it's lots of fun. Just don't expect a conclusive ending. As for the non-existent season 2, I do wonder what they would have done with that. I do have a lot of fun ideas. I mean, seemingly Gemma and Billy get together. Alfie would have to find out about that. We remember his reaction last time, so I'm sure that would be very dramatic. Inca and Jason's wedding happens. I'm sure that's incredibly dramatic. I'm sure Inca was incredibly over the top. I have a lot of theories about how much Inca loves pigs. I'm sure there would be micro pigs involved in the wedding at some point, or she gets a pet pig. I just have a few very chaotic and quirky ideas of how it would all work out. And, you know, Fran and Flynn would be at the wedding, so I'm sure Flynn would be doing something quirky as well. The possibilities are kind of endless with a show like this. All the characters are so exaggerated that I'm sure season 2 would have been phenomenal. It's such a shame it got cancelled. But yeah, that's everything that is tearing apart me and Mrs. Jones. I've torn apart the series as much as I could and analysed some things as well as I could. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed the format of it. I have some other ideas coming up soon. But I enjoyed doing the first video of this, so I hope it ends up being an enjoyable series for me. And I hope you guys enjoy it too. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!